Bro.
Hi, this is Justin Roberts, and you are listening to 3 Count Thursday. Hope you enjoy.
A little bit of the bubbly.
I did it for The Rock.
Give me what I want.
Everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
Mamma mia!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday live. It is February 27th, 2020. We have stuff to talk about this week. It all sucks. It sucks.
Not all of it.
Most of it.
Let's get through the indie shows, then we'll talk about
Then we'll talk about the things that suck. But first, check out 3countthursday.com. That's our website. You can find all of our social media links, all of our merchandise over at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver! I don't have a mic. What a maneuver!
There we go. Our Patreon page at patreon.com/3countthursday. We got a little deep today on the Patreon, the pre-show, post-show, so make sure you check that out. Head over to our home network, NGSC Sports, at ngscsports.com. We also stream live and daily at Leeb Sports, Ryan, that is
LEEIBsports.com.
All right, thank you. If you are following along with us in the live video, we appreciate that. Make sure you give it a like, give it a share. We will be opening the phone lines here in just a little bit because, today was a day. Today was really a day. But before we do that, let's talk about some independent shows this weekend as we love and support independent wrestling. There is 2 on the docket. Both are actually tomorrow night. It's almost like there's a big show on Saturday night. But Adrenaline Wrestling presents Funny Equals Money, and it is Gilberg's last match. Friday night at the Michaels 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Doors at 7:30. Bell time is at 8 in Glen Burnie. And then, Ryan, this is where you're going to be tomorrow night, right? ACW, Rogue Women Warriors.
I sure will.
Come As You Are, Friday night in Reverb in Reading, PA. Doors there are at 7 o'clock. Bell time is at 7:30 p.m.
Folks, I could not think of a better way to get over what happened today.
To get that stale taste out of your mouth?
And to start your weekend right than coming out and hanging with Atomic Championship Wrestling and Rogue Women Warriors tomorrow night. Doors are opening at 7 o'clock. There's a bar there. They've got pizza. They've got dogs. They've got chili cheese dogs there. Every once in a while they change that up, but they had that there last time, and they were delicious. It's the chili without the beans, so it's made for a hot dog.
It's hot dog
delicious.
Chili. It's hot dog chili.
Yeah, there's a ton of matches tomorrow night.
A ton.
Not a ton.
2,000 matches.
I mean, not literally a ton, but a ton.
Agreed upon by Ryan. 2,000 matches.
2,000 seconds worth of matches, perhaps. I have the rundown here real quick. In the women's competition, we have Avista Varlo taking on Danny Moe. She made her debut at not our last show, but she made her debut with us. Megan Mason taking on Christina Marie. She's making her debut. Riley Shepard returning from an ACL injury. She's the gladiator of the Geeks. A Seal Terry, yes. Taking on Lena Lennox. She is our rogue champion. Karam is taking on Jamie Senegal. Bro Keller taking on Tim Donst. That should be a fun match.
Timmy Donst.
Tim Donst. Haven't seen him in a little.
I heard he is wrestling.
He is wrestling. Yes. Stockgate's taking on Dame in a championship qualifier match. Wesley Jackanor, Jack Hershey in a cruiserweight tilt.
I heard he's sweet.
He is sweet because his name's Hershey. He's the sweetest man in professional wrestling. John West taking on Johnny Moran. You're familiar with Johnny Moran, I believe.
I'm familiar with both of those guys.
Look at that, John West. Gory taking on Andy Header. There's going to be a Tri-State Battle Royal for the Tri-State Championship with General Kiesel, Saren Faust, Scotty Jeffries, Bones, to name a few. And I believe the night's going to be capped off with the Neon Ninja Facade taking on Crazy Steve.
Crazy Steve. Huh?
I like Crazy Steve.
Yeah, of TNA Impact Wrestling. It was in the Menagerie.
Yes.
Was in the other faction with
Abyss.
With Abyss and the Demon Bunny. I forget what they were. Decay. In Decay. I think it was called
that was Decay.
In TNA. He's also the head trainer at the Ricky Morton School of Pro Wrestling.
Oh, wow.
A lot of selling down there.
Look
the
at
Ricky
that.
Morton
Stuff.
School of
Good
Wrestling.
stuff.
Yes, there is.
It's almost like you're calling the action and you've done your homework.
Me?
Yeah.
Almost. I know
Good
a thing
for
or
you.
two.
There
yeah,
you
so
go.
coming out.
Attaboy.
And again, there's alcohol there. Come have a Captain Ink coat, hang out. It's a
After
great
today,
time.
everybody needs a drink.
And hey, by the way,
Reverb. It's like 3 or 4 turns off of 422. It's really easy to get to.
Yeah.
Don't let the word Reading scare you. It's not like, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny about it, but it is not. It's not a hard drive. It's
No,
right off
it's-
422.
it's
It's a great place.
On the outskirts of the city,
Right.
easy to get to.
Right. Yeah, we've
it's
seen
good
they have concerts
atmosphere,
there. It's
great
a great time.
atmosphere.
and just Supreme Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Look at
there's
this,
still
Laura in the comments. You were right, Ryan. Reverb was easy to get to. She was just at a show. I think she
Easy.
was seeing 98 Degrees or something there.
some great Supreme Pro Wrestling
It
announcements
was the hardest thing.
came out this week, so we're still working on announcing that roster.
The commissioner.
I am the commissioner.
I don't think
yeah.
we've talked about Supreme very much
Dun, dun,
here.
dun.
We talked about him last week, I believe, or at least 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I mean, we should talk about him all the time. I
some
mean,
great talent was announced this week.
you can't be worse than Manfred.
We, I believe, have a website now.
Yes, there is a website.
I mean, you should know you signed off on that. Do you have a website?
I absolutely did.
What's the
Everything
website?
runs through the commissioner.
I believe it's supremeprowrestlingpa.com.
Hot damn, the
How
commissioner's
about
got
that? Look at all of the things I know about the company that
Ding
I am
yourself.
commissioner for. I'll take care of that later after the show. So we got the indie stuff out of the
she
way.
saw the 96 eyes. I wasn't even close. 90 or the 69 eyes. The 69 eyes.
69
Yeah,
eyes.
98
the
degrees.
60,
I wasn't
the
even
66
close.
eyes is something completely different.
They just released another concert lineup, and it is straight from like hanging out in college.
Oh my God, what is it?
It is like a new metal show, and it reminds me of my former roommate, co-friend Russ Vitale.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swear.
What do we got?
Please tell me there's one group on this.
Who are you? Who would you want to hear?
I don't want to say it.
You don't want to say it. It just came out.
Let's hear it.
Is this going to be at Hershey Park?
No, this is going to be at
Reverb?
at Reverb.
Okay.
It is the new metal revival.
Uh-huh.
I will start from the bottom up. A band I never heard, Andrew W. Boss. That's not Andrew W.K.
Okay.
It's Andrew W. Boss.
All
I don't
right.
know who that is.
Sure.
The band Flaw.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I know Flaw. I've heard of Flaw.
Edema.
Okay.
Oh.
Edema, right?
Is that the shit that we get in our legs? 'cause
That
we're
is,
fat?
yeah.
Okay. All right,
Power
just
Man
making sure.
5000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's getting better. Pro wrestling's favorite band,
Oh my God.
Saliva.
Oh. That's fucking amazing.
Isn't that a ridiculously dumb lineup to see in 2020? But God damn it, that sounds like a lot of fun.
The only way this concert is any better is if Limp Bizkit's on the card.
Oh, it's we're not talking that big of a venue. I don't know what Limp Bizkit's performing anymore.
Nothing. They're affordable.
Tickets are on sale now at ReverbConcerts.com.
Oh my gosh.
There, I did my plug for Reverb tonight.
Hey, see if you can get the brother over there.
Let me see.
Reverb.
Let's see
That's
if I can
fantastic.
try to. They also have a Guns N' Roses tribute band called Appetite for Destruction.
A Guns N' Roses cover band called The Inner Circle. It's Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, that's a great shirt, by the way.
Yeah, that's like a fan shirt, right? I think it was like a fan
Yeah, a
art
fan-
turned into a shirt real quick.
Yeah, a fan drew it. Santana quote retweeted it. Then Jericho retweeted it. And then apparently Jericho, like, I'm filling in the blanks between when Jericho retweeted it and when it went on Pro Wrestling Tees. But I'm pretty sure Jericho was like, hey, bud, how much for that?
That's spectacular.
And the dude was probably like, $500 in a shirt.
Oh yeah, I was saying, can I get like $100 and a shout out on Instagram?
Hot dog and a handshake.
Let me get a shirt and $100.
Tickets are $25 for that.
Yo,
Right, that's a solid. They also have Candlebox going up there. I don't know if anybody's a Candlebox fan, but loved Candlebox in the 90s.
So,
which means you still love Candlebox today.
I still enjoy Candlebox today.
So you talked about earlier that like something horrible happened today.
Oh yeah. So
like I've been on TMZ today. Nothing's happened. Like
this
Wait,
was
Betty White. We've checked on Betty White.
Betty White's fine, at least to the best of my knowledge.
Don't wish that juju.
This was me at about 4:00 this afternoon. Hey WWE.
Hey asshole, suck a bag of dicks.
I was none too happy this afternoon.
I mean,
and we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about this.
But I'd like to know what about specifically, because while people may focus on one thing, I don't even think that one thing is the most egregious thing that happened at Super Showdown.
What? I'm sorry. What was more egregious than goddamn Oldberg beating the Fiend?
The Underwear Taker coming out and half choke slamming AJ Styles to win the 2 Art Aggro Crag Cup Mountain Chip. Like, you're just gonna let that fly? Like, Undertaker fake beats up the club and then walks to the ring in his hat and coat. Yeah. Goozles AJ Styles, half choke slams him. Y'all want to talk about half spears? Y'all want to talk about half spears and half jackhammers. At least AJ Styles is like 197 pounds. Undertaker should be able to get.
Hey, what championship did the Undertaker win on that?
He won the prestigious 2 Aggro Crag Saudi Arabia Mountain Cup.
So
24/7, 7-Eleven.
So literally nothing. So what you're telling me
is that beautiful trophy that Undertaker didn't even touch.
Michael Cole did say
everybody
prestigious.
knows that in the rule book of the WWE that you can buy at FYE, probably on a clearance rack for $199, dead men do not carry their own trophies. Everybody knows that. That's a rule. Dead men don't carry trophies. That's a real thing.
Fuck, do you bring up FYE for?
Because they used to have a WWE section.
Oh, the rule book. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I
The
heard
rule book.
Yeah, it's all coming back. I was like, what did they have?
I was like,
they used to. They don't.
Yeah,
you can't even find pops there anymore for.
But like
WWE.
that to me, like, you want to talk about something I didn't want to see? Undertaker AJ Styles. Like, I'm gonna get it. I know I'm gonna get it now. That's cool. That's fine.
Jason,
but that was horrible.
Jason had asked Jim, how was the baby prep coming?
I have no idea.
Unfortunately, Jim let his anger spill out today.
Oh my
God.
I have no idea what Jason's talking about. Lee says he won a big gulp from 7-Eleven. I mean,
that's fucking more prestigious than a made-up trophy.
Than the Aggro Crag.
He couldn't have at least won a double gulp.
Wasn't there a like a sporting goods store that had like the 2 mountain peaks? Was that like?
Isn't that North Face?
North Face REI? Is that a?
No, there was
Gander Mountain, maybe.
Yeah, I think Gander Mountain had a mountain. Yeah, had a mountain thing. So yeah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this show. We're going to talk about if we get to anything else, we will preview that pay-per-view that's on Saturday. I promise we will get to that. We may get to other things. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the REI.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's similar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to call in and you want to give your opinion on
281-330-8. Oh, wait,
some of
that's
the
not the right one.
625-1000. It was at Neffsville Plumbing and Heating.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Yeah, let's just start rattling off all of the different commercial numbers.
Dial the 8s.
You can
888-888-888.
You can call in at 401-347-0613, and then you can hit the pin 29312. We will keep you muted. We will bring you in when it is time.
And if you try to say anything negative that happened at Super Showdown, I will fight you. That's a promise.
Tim-
I am
Tim's-
fine.
Tim's gonna
I am
fight
fine
everybody
to
tonight.
fight the internet
Yeah, that's
tonight.
fine. Call in because you're going to be right tonight. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Ooh.
Tim's choosing to die on this mountain
Yeah,
for some reason
Tim's
tonight.
choosing to be wrong
I
tonight, and that's
prefer-
okay.
You can turn the book over and call 677-7777 Metzger Wickersham for your rights today.
Mesothelioma.
No, I don't think we have that commercial, Connie.
Huh.
But
Save-
all right, so
SaveWithBigJim.com. Get your debt consolidation. Sauce it.
let's all right, let's start at least with some results from the top. On the kickoff show, the greatest tag team in Saudi Arabia, the OC defeated the Viking Raiders. In 10 minutes. That was the only pre-show match.
Yeah.
And then we had the prestigious Aggro Crag tournament. It took, and I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God! This is. You know what? It's the greatest fucking show ever. Tim, do you know how long this match took?
Think about who won.
What's the question again?
Who won the gauntlet match for the two-week trophy?
The Undertaker.
And
Guess how long this match was?
Exactly how
23 minutes?
No,
20, it was 22.
22 minutes. Exactly the time that it would take the Undertaker to get to the ring at WrestleMania. That is how long
We had Styles.
What you actually didn't realize is when when R-Truth and Bobby Lashley started this match, the Undertaker actually started his entrance.
They were filming it, and then they just aired it.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
then
what
they
happened?
just
That
aired
makes
it.
Sense.
So yeah, this took
God.
22 minutes. Obviously, the final entrant should have been Rey Mysterio,
Rey Mysterio.
but he got jumped in the back by.
What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame.
Hot
Who
Carl
jumped
Carl
him?
into
Hot-
Big LG.
Yeah,
Oh, that's who
and,
jumped him, and then Taker jumped
and then
them.
Taker
Yeah.
jumped them.
Oh my!
I did enjoy this match. I didn't necessarily enjoy. I feel like my mic is just all over.
I think
I'm sure that helps.
I think everybody's kind of popping today.
I thought it was my
It's okay.
headphones that was poppy.
Hey, Devin told me to suck it. Thanks, bud. I'm right. You're wrong.
But yeah,
I'm in a foul mood. I love every single one of you guys. I am just in a fighty mood.
oh, I'm in a foul mood as well.
Listen to the post show, pre-show, post show. Listen to it. You'll understand why I'm in such a fighty mood. I love all you guys, but I'm swinging on everybody today.
Guys, let's share this one for us, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, make sure you may do a watch party. I did a watch party already. We want to get as many people in here because I'm sure there's a lot of opinions.
There's a lot of opinions, and unfortunately, it's a lot of the same opinion.
It's a lot of the right opinion.
No.
So all right, let's just run down the results, then we'll talk about.
Let's do it.
Then you had The Miz and John Morrison defeating the New Day to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in 13 minutes 15 seconds.
right.
This match I enjoyed a lot. By the way, I thought these guys did it. Kofi took the bump of the year, straight leap over the top rope, flat back bump on the outside. Dear God, Kofi.
It's probably not too bad though. It was on the pads,
Yeah,
right? And that's like I'm sure it's on sand, so
Oh,
it
yes,
pushes
probably.
it a little bit. So
I'm sure it is.
You have
You're
to like
correct.
it's something special.
Then you had Angel Garza defeating Humberto Carrillo in 9 minutes and 5 seconds. Seth Rollins and Murph. I'm just going to call him Murph from now on.
Murray
Murph
should be
dog.
called
I'm
Murph.
dropping the Y. WWE should as well. They defeated the Street Profits 10 minutes 40 seconds to retain the Raw Tag Team
Street
titles.
Profits had some dope gear.
They sure did. I expect not expected more. I thought this match could have been the match of the night. It was good, but there's still meat left on the bone, which obviously there's another show in a week and another show in like a month and a half.
This one just didn't connect with me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like the crowd wasn't super into the Street Profits like we see in the States. I don't know. It just didn't connect with me.
It's because the Street Profits couldn't go into the crowd and get them hype.
That's
Is that
true.
what it was?
There you go.
Why couldn't they? Is
Because the stage is too high.
Oh, and they sit down.
I
to
did like the
recess.
setup for this show. It was in a different stadium than the other ones have been in.
They've been to Riyadh.
Yeah, but this was even a different This was a
wasn't
different
Prince Abdullah.
Yeah, no, this
Abdullah
was
the Butcher Sports Stadium.
This was not the Abdullah the Butcher Sports Stadium.
This was in the Mohammed Abdu Arena on the Boulevard, which was
it seemed very down. There was like shots of downtown.
Yeah, this was a new venue, and I saw a couple of the like this, like as the stage is being set up during the week. Like it's not like a high wall, like stadium. It seems more like a downtown amphitheater or something. Like it was just a different setup. But I like the staging. I like there was shots
similar to the Mania staging. I didn't get to
was.
watch
the
the
big
whole show.
It was the big
it-
Mania screen.
Okay.
It was a big screen. You had the forward post with the screens, but then like they had a lot of LED like ribbon boards like around the building.
Okay.
So like your hard cam shot, there was like the Super Showdown logo in the background. It just had a very neat look to it.
It felt like the most WrestleMania of the sand shows.
I agree.
The Saudi shows.
Of the sand shows. All right, then you had Mansoor continuing his Saudi winning streak, 9 minutes and 20 seconds over Dolph Ziggler. Brock Lesnar.
Can we see Mansoor wrestling anywhere here in the States, or are we
Yes.
only allowed to see him?
He wrestles on NXT, does he not? Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
When's the last time Mansoor wrestled on NXT?
Like 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like when you come
He was
out,
also on the pre-show for the. He was on the Takeover Portland pre-show.
Was he really?
Yes.
I feel like
I
when you
missed
come
that.
out of the sand shows, they should maybe like capitalize on the fact that a larger audience saw him more.
Turn that ish off.
I feel like we should have some background music for that.
No.
Oh my god,
You're gonna get us taken off of
No,
Facebook.
we're
is
not.
that copyrighted?
Yes.
Wow.
Keep going.
Well,
No.
so
It's
yeah,
not copywritten.
my Mansoor defeats.
Man, look what it's called. It's the green button.
What's it called?
I'm not saying
Let
that.
me see it.
I'm not even joking.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah, we
that
shouldn't
either.
say it, but that's exactly.
And then you had Brock Lesnar defeating Rick O'Shea in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Roman Reigns defeating King Corbin in a steel cage, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Bayley defeating Naomi to retain the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
Bailey rocking a new shirt tonight. I don't know if you guys caught that. That's a hot shirt. That'll sell real good in the WWE shop.
Well, both of them were wearing new shirts today. I did like the ending though. Clever use of the shirt. If you have to wear it, you might as well use it to your advantage.
I didn't hate that match either.
No, I thought the match
was.
was actually pretty good. I did enjoy it. Here's the thing. I enjoyed 9 out of 10 matches. Not, there was some that weren't like over. They're not going to make my top 5 list for the year.
Nothing on here would make my top
But
top five.
Nothing in the first 9 offended me to the level that number 10 did, and that of course is 48,000-year-old Oldberg defeating the Fiend in 3 minutes to become the new Universal Champion.
Can you go back and talk to me about the match 2 matches before where Brock Lesnar beat a young up-and-comer who's got a bright future in half the time for the title? Can you talk about that?
Let's talk about 98-pound Ricochet losing to goddamn Brock Lesnar, who's a fucking beast. Let's talk about that, Tim.
Yeah.
That's not the hill you should die on.
Yeah, it is.
You can make a whole lot better arguments not bringing up Brock Lesnar.
I mean, I remember
Considering that Ricochet has
Flippy Do Ricochet, who belongs in goddamn Pro Wrestling Gorilla.
Okay, but Ricochet also has beaten the number 1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre, on multiple occasions.
Ryan.
And that's the guy who's going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Ryan,
but Ricochet
I don't know that.
Ricochet can beat Drew McIntyre, but he can't beat Brock Lesnar.
Ryan, Tim's right. Because if you go back to October, you'll remember that time when Ricochet was in that match where he literally got like beaten by an entire tool chest for like 45 minutes.
Oh, yes.
And then he just like stood up because it didn't hurt him.
In the cage scene,
right? In the steel.
I remember that.
No, excuse me, not in a cage, in the cell.
In
in
the
the
cell
cell.
thingy.
So we bitch because he gets beat up by the hardware department. And he's like, oh,
And then just
there's
stood
no,
up, though, right?
There's
Just
no
put up-
way to beat it. He didn't stand up.
I feel like he stood up multiple times.
I mean, there was a point where he eventually did stand up.
Yeah.
He's still laying flat
After
in
the
Saudi
ref
Arabia.
stopped the
I don't know if
match.
you know that. He's still in the middle of the ring in Saudi Arabia right now.
No, he left.
He's dead. Here's the deal. There is only one way the WWE can fix this, and that is tomorrow Goldberg comes out on SmackDown, and tomorrow The Fiend comes out and fucking murders him. Legit murder him.
Like dead?
Dead. I'm
Just
fucking
dead.
murder. Fucking stabs him or shoots him, murders him. That's the only way you can make this right in my mind. I mean, somebody literally needs to lose their life, and it should be Bill Goldberg because of this. That is the only way you fix it.
I mean,
That is like so.
I mean, I don't.
That's so short-sighted.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Literally,
I don't think I'm going to go as far as
Okay.
murder.
You don't have to fucking stab him or shoot him. You can use your little neck breaky thing, but really do it and murder him. Murder. That's the only way you can fix this.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, you've thought about that.
That's it.
Like, for me, yeah, I could get hung up on. Well, yeah, Ricochet lost to Lesnar, or AJ Styles lost to Undertaker in his jacket and hat, but like, Ricochet wasn't the defending champion. AJ Styles doesn't have a title. Also, the story of Ricochet to this point and AJ Styles to this point is not what they have told me about The Fiend. And I am not, and I said this on Twitter probably 10 minutes after the show was over, after I was already losing my mind, and I will repeat it here. Like, I am not one of those people that's like, hashtag cancel WWE Network. I'm never watching this bullshit again. No, I'm going to watch SmackDown tomorrow fucking night. I'm saying that right now. I am going to watch SmackDown tomorrow night.
Here, my dumb ass thought you were canceling the network.
No, absolutely
Whoops.
not. But like, so I'm not saying this from like a completely like irrational point of view, but like the story that they have presented me with The Fiend is very different than anybody else we've seen in a very long time. And I'm well aware of the fact that at some point, dude's got to lose.
Yeah.
At some point, he's going to lose.
And everyone would have been mad as sin if anyone beat The Fiend. If it was going to be,
I am not part of everyone because I know he has to lose at some point.
So if it would have been Roman Reigns at WrestleMania,
He doesn't.
Yeah, I would have been so
to.
much better with that.
He has an alternate personality named Bray Wyatt that could easily lose the championship for him.
but no,
It doesn't have to. He
No, but
literally,
here's the thing.
But he literally doesn't have to.
The Undertaker lost. Kane
Correct.
lost.
And there was not a split Undertaker. You never got Mark Calloway and The Undertaker.
I understand that.
The Undertaker had to lose. The Fiend literally didn't have to lose.
Like The Undertaker at WrestleMania. At some point you have to lose. Now, I'm not saying The Fiend's going to be a
You
21-year
literally
career.
don't have to.
It's going to happen. It's the progression of the business. It's progression of character.
Why is the like part of this is devil's advocate, and part of this is just me trying to understand the super irrational brain of fanaticism. But what makes The Fiend so special that he's above every other superstar who's ever competed in the WWE? Like, what about The Fiend is so special that he himself, The Fiend, cannot lose?
He is literally the only split personality we've seen that has another character that could have taken the L here.
You mean
who is
you
so much
mean-
more docile that beating Bray Wyatt wouldn't have been an issue.
You mean you've already retconned the Demon and Finn Balor out of your brain? You've
Yes.
already retconned that out.
I never, because it was always the Demon Finn Balor.
It's The Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Recently, I don't think it always had been.
Yeah.
That nameplate used to just say The Fiend. The very first few times that said The Fiend. You never had to tie the two. It could have always been a split personality, alter ego of, not alter ego, that's not even the right word, because the Demon, I think, is the alter ego of Finn Balor. This is more of a demented split personality where Bray could have picked up you could have told the story of the Demon being pissed off mentally at Bray Wyatt. It's so dumb. There's no reason for it.
No, and I also said this afternoon, that if it was Bray Wyatt who lost today, like sweater wearing Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt that we saw wrestle The Miz, if he would have been the one to lose,
The Miz could have beat Bray Wyatt and I wouldn't have been pissed off about it.
Goldberg could have beaten Bray Wyatt.
Goldberg would have beaten Bray Wyatt.
Sure.
Nobody cares about stuff that they know is going to happen.
I couldn't wait to see what would happen tomorrow on SmackDown when Bray Wyatt, and you see the Firefly Funhouse, has to cope with Bray Wyatt losing and how upset The Fiend is going to be that happened.
Well,
now don't get me wrong. I am curious to see how tomorrow night on SmackDown, hopefully, the Firefly Funhouse and Bray Wyatt deal with what happened today.
Right.
Like I am, and that's part of my curiosity. That's part of my, guess what? I'm not fucking hashtag canceling anything.
Right. My issue.
Also, we're on the goddamn road to WrestleMania. So
sign point season. We're here.
I'm not fucking canceling anything at this point.
Right. So everybody's super focused on the story they've been telling with The Fiend, but they're not remembering the story they've been telling about Goldberg since Goldberg came back to WWE.
Which is...
But they physically didn't tell that story. The story that was told today was from Michael Cole that Goldberg had 3 weeks to prepare for this match. As Goldberg, for some reason, just kept going throughout the entire fucking match.
Maybe he's got the coronavirus.
I hope he does.
Oh, Jesus.
But the story that they've actually programmed into us is that Goldberg beats those that are deemed unbeatable in his first attempt. He did it with Brock at Survivor Series back when Brock was the unbeatable, unstoppable beast. He then goes on to beat Kevin Owens. He gives the loss back to Brock at WrestleMania. I'm fairly certain that at the last Super Showdown, he would have beaten The Undertaker. Because if he would have, it would have set this one up a lot better.
Until he had to ding-dang himself on the goddamn post.
Well, can't help that. Can't go back. That's something
and
a
maybe
little
he
harder
would have
to fix.
ding-dang himself today if they would have given him more than 3 fucking minutes.
But the story has been Goldberg is a unstoppable monster, and they actually did an interview with Goldberg backstage afterwards, and Goldberg says, I understand I'm older, but I had to drop everything into Bray Wyatt as fast as possible to have any opportunity of winning. And he did. He hit him with his best shot multiple times. It didn't work. He hit him with the jackhammer, which has an impressive win-loss record. You want to talk about protecting finishers and things like that?
I don't want to talk about that even being a finisher because it was a suplex.
Well, yeah, that's a suplex, but
I think it speaks volume when you can't even muster up. And I get it takes 2 to tango here, Tim. To muster somebody the strength to jackhammer somebody after 4 spears. Oh God. He was gassed after 4 spears.
It's an adrenaline dump.
Spears are?
Yes. Goldberg gets himself so jacked up before an event, before a match.
He didn't even make it to his pyro on time. He was gassed before he got to the stage.
That's not false.
It has nothing to even do with the 4 spears. Motherfucker forgot it was a fucking 80-yard ramp 22 minutes later.
But they have like Goldberg adrenaline dump. What are we clapping about?
Devin's comment.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tim.
It's not a WCW Kool-Aid thing. I'm not the biggest Goldberg fan. I love The Fiend. But also, how about we stop being cynical fans and at least watch? We saw the beginning of a fucking story today. The beginning. We saw the first thing new about The Fiend. He lost. Don't we want to see how The Fiend reacts to loss?
Sure.
And now he can go on an unstoppable reign of terror and destroy everyone.
You know what?
Maybe he
can
actually be a effing heel this time instead of being a babyface, and maybe he can start actually killing MFers, and people will start booing him. But instead, he can't.
You know what?
Can I just slide in real quick? The best entrance I've seen of the Fiend so far.
Oh my god!
By the way,
a
the
lot
lasers,
of best entrances today. Give me lasers all
I
the
want
goddamn
lasers
time.
all the time. Can
All
we-
the
are we in
lasers. Give me
agreeance
all
of
the
that?
lasers. You can see actually a lot of lasers on Friday Night SmackDown. By the way,
I have seen the lasers on SmackDown. Yes,
but here's
I
the thing.
thought that was
do
the moment.
I do want the Fiend story when he loses. But you know what I want that? Like, there's this show, they do it like usually in March or the beginning of April, like every year. It's kind of like the end of the calendar year. And then there's like these shows after the end of the calendar year that, like, I don't know, start the new one. Like, that's kind of like when I would prefer to see that story told. Like,
WrestleMania is rarely the point in which a story ends in WWE. Very rarely, when you look at storylines, WrestleMania is not the giant blow-off place. It's usually
I feel like it's
the
a big
middle.
jumping off spot.
It's usually the middle. Because you start building something at the Royal Rumble, you pass it through, it hits WrestleMania, and then you have your blow-off matches at the April or May pay-per-view and the June pay-per-view and possibly the July pay-per-view.
And you jump off at
to
SummerSlam.
set up for SummerSlam. So the illusion that WrestleMania is this place where all great stories end and the next ones begin. No, WrestleMania is just that date on the calendar where we know that we have to watch Raw the next night because everybody and their mom's going to debut a return. Like, that's it. WrestleMania is great. Don't get me wrong.
Can I be honest? There's one thing that could have been worse than Goldberg beating the Fiend tonight, and that would be if Hall of Famer Batista came back and beat the Fiend tonight at Sands of Time. That would have made this worse.
The worst thing about this event is the fact that it happened before WrestleMania. That's a big point. Rarely have we had such a big event take place because whether you want to believe it or not, Super Showdowns and the events in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Arabia events are big deals.
they are.
And you want to know how you want to draw interest to people to make them watch these shows? Make the Fiend lose at these shows. Make the Undertaker come back at these shows. Have title changes at these shows. The biggest problem people have had with the Saudi Arabia events is that they're glorified house shows.
Yeah.
Which is
This
great.
is not a house show.
Let's do glorified house shows if you want to have Goldberg come back and beat the Fiend in a non-title match.
You can
and
do
then just don't show it on fucking TV so it never happens.
You can do a glorified house show in October in the dead period of WWE. You can't do a house show in Saudi Arabia on the road to WrestleMania. Especially when you have matches that are taking place at that event that absolutely have WrestleMania implications.
Which once again hammers home my point.
Now, sure.
Which once again hammers home my point that there should not be any big show / pay-per-view between the fucking Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Because that's when shit like this goes down. Because you put these big events and because everybody's fucking smart to the business, everybody and their mother knows exactly how all this shit works. And I get it. I'm one of those guys too. I try and find the next angle. What's going to happen? What's going to do this? But because we're all in deeper than we've ever been before. When you have shows between the Rumble and Mania, why do we have these shows if no title's going to change hands here? We know that Shayna Baszler is going to win that match. Why have the match?
Yep.
Why don't you just put her in there? But if you put her in there, then it's like, well, Liv Morgan just came back, so I guess she's fucking pointless on the road to WrestleMania. And I get it. Like, again, once again, I'm not completely irrational in the fact I know why they did this today. I know why. Because Bill Goldberg on a WrestleMania poster looks better than The Fiend to people who don't watch 12 months out of the year.
I wouldn't even go that far.
You can
I
put
would say-
Bill
And it's a
Goldberg
bigger resume
on-
builder when Roman Reigns beats him at WrestleMania.
I would also like to add this. Prior to today, if you go through the WrestleMania card or the projected WrestleMania card,
Which one?
the projected one that doesn't like the one that's actually closer to what we actually have. So we've got Brock and Drew. We've got Becky Lynch defending against one of 6 women. You've got Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Right.
Okay. You want to know what WrestleMania is missing 40 some odd days before WrestleMania?
38.
38
days.
You're missing the Mania part. It was not feeling like a special event. After tonight, we've got The Undertaker coming back to WrestleMania. We've got Goldberg as a WWE as a champion who's going to face someone, whether it's The Fiend or it's Roman Reigns or it's someone else. He's defending the title. That's a big name that people know. Hello. The Undertaker's a big name that people know.
It's John Cena!
And we get him tomorrow. Big Match John comes back tomorrow. And then there's another thing that slipped past the radar that people haven't talked about. Trish Stratus is about to come back.
I did see that teaser yesterday.
Yeah. So next week, next Thursday, or not next Thursday. So Trish Stratus put something up online about May 19th, 2020 is her 20-year anniversary in wrestling, which is a Thursday. And in that graphic of the 20 anniversary, she teases a matchup.
Sasha.
It's the face-off from the Royal Rumble with her and Sasha Banks.
Now, when you say a Thursday,
I mean like 3-count Thursday.
Right, but when you said that to the date would be on a Thursday.
The date's a Thursday.
Do they go back? Are they back in Saudi? Like, would they do that at Saudi? Or are we looking at a pay-per-view spot for that?
Well, no, I'm thinking that there's going to be an announcement on that Thursday.
Gotcha.
Or coming up around that time.
Gotcha.
To book her match at WrestleMania. But now you've got...
Wait, you said May. Do you mean March?
March.
Okay.
March 19th.
That's why I got really confused, because I'm like...
March 19th.
Okay, March 19th. Gotcha. Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
But now there's more Mania in WrestleMania. And if you want to talk about how one of my roommates, he said, well, Goldberg shouldn't be in this spot where he's just beating up on The Fiend. He should be putting over younger talents. So you'd rather him lose here at Super Showdown at a show that not everybody watches, or would you rather maybe Fiend gets his comeuppance at the show everyone's watching? Because there's a possibility it's still The Fiend versus Goldberg. I
guess it's possible, but I really don't see that happening.
I just don't see an entertaining match. Whether or not putting him on the poster
not about matches.
Sells tickets.
It's moments.
Then he doesn't need the championship.
It's moments.
Then the title of Universal Champion doesn't need to be in this picture at all if we're just creating a moment.
Here's
the deal. Tomorrow, Tate Hammer, who books out Atomic Championship Wrestling, was smart enough to know we don't have to put Crazy Steve, our draw, in the championship match against Dame. There's better matches with him and Facade because they match up better, and that will put on we can even put that in the main event spot because it's our special match that draws people to the show.
Aside from the fact
on that poster, Steve right in the middle.
Right.
Not at all in the champion. Our championship's not even being defended tomorrow.
There's a huge difference between an Atomic Championship Wrestling event and the WWE. For the simple
I'm not
fact
saying there isn't.
That the simple fact is, no offense to Tate, everybody in the WWE is under contract and can be used at any point in time, and money is no issue.
Fair.
Okay, so if you could use
but if you're
Goldberg
saying that Goldberg
at any point,
is the draw for Mania,
Goldberg,
he can be put on that poster in any match, and the same rules apply, regardless if he's under contract or not.
So who does
you put him on the?
So who does he
face? Fucking have him. Why don't you have Goldberg face fucking Mansoor next time, and Goldberg plow through Mansoor and see what that sounds like?
But that doesn't do anything at WrestleMania.
It does everything for the Saudi show.
But if you put it at WrestleMania, put Elias over.
For Mania because nobody knows who the fuck Mansoor is over here.
mean, that's a fair point to a certain degree. But also,
how are they going to let Mansoor win in his hometown when no other WWE superstar ever does that?
Hey, Naomi won at WrestleMania 33.
All right, I'm sorry. Other than Naomi.
Jason, I get what you're saying. Jason says The Fiend doesn't need the championship, just like Kane and The Undertaker didn't need it. Here's the thing. I would have agreed with that until they gave him the fucking championship.
They gave The Undertaker the title in 91.
Yes.
They gave Kane the title at King of the Ring 98.
Right, I'm well aware of that. I'm saying
Kane lost it in 24 hours back to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Back when Kane is about as hot as he could have ever been, he lost the title 23 hours later.
had Kane lost it by that point already?
He lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 14.
Okay. So he had lost, is what you're telling me.
Bray Wyatt has lost. Bray Wyatt got baptized in the Lake of Reincarnation by crippled-ass Matt Hardy.
This
the
was
Fiend.
not Bray
What
Wyatt.
about The Fiend?
That's the thing. Thank you for proving my point that we started 30 minutes ago.
Bray Wyatt didn't get fucking battered with, the entire Baumburger's hardware store, and then just get
all
up,
your hardware
get
store
up a
needs.
minute-
Call Baumburger's hardware store.
No, they haven't given him. Don't
Well,
tell.
the thing is that you talk about he getting beat up with the entire hardware section. Mm-hmm. Okay, there were people who had issue with that because, to your point, if he gets beat up by an entire hardware section, then you basically have to kill him to beat him. But because you didn't kill him to beat him, and you actually beat him with 4 wrestling moves and a slam,
he now has to kill Goldberg tomorrow. Yes.
No.
Thank you. Again, full circle. Tim, I feel like you're fucking catching on here.
no,
You're completing my sentences.
No, I feel like it's just there's a people are so invested, they're so invested in the Fiend. I get it. But also, you have to think too.
Give me another superstar that they have been this way though in a long. Give me another super that they've been this invested in. The fan base has been that they're popping out fucking T-shirts every other week.
That isn't the Shield.
I mean, they did it with John Cena.
That was kids, which is an audience.
That's an audience,
right. So I'll accept that.
Yeah. The New Day, they popped out a bunch of merch for the New Day.
Okay.
I feel like there was a ton of Finn Balor merch with the Demon.
I agree with that. Sure.
When was the last time the Demon lost?
He hasn't.
In 3 minutes to Goldberg.
He hasn't.
The
Demon
But he
checking
also
out.
hasn't faced. He hasn't faced Goldberg.
Oh, so that could have been the simple solution today: is don't put Bray Wyatt or put the Fiend against fucking Bill Goldberg.
Okay, but also the way
the
way
time-
to not get sick is just to stay in the house. But that's not a plausible way to live your life.
Coronavirus ain't catching my ass.
I mean, it is. I mean, theoretically, it is now. I can get everything, including groceries, delivered to my house.
You got to watch for them in Amazon shit though.
That's true.
It's just.
Didn't the last time we saw Bill Goldberg before he retired, he go off with the spiel of hey buddy, you're last? Wasn't that a thing that he did? And then he was gonna be retired and go into the Hall of Fame, called his shot. I don't think he said you're next, but you're last, as in you're the last person I will defeat. Am I not? And again,
was that
I
before
feel
the Undertaker match?
He's wrestled the Undertaker since and today since, so it's not recent. But I feel am I wrong in remembering that?
I mean, to be fair, the Undertaker did do the customary retirement spiel and is still actively wrestling.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Because that WrestleMania 32, right? He took all of his shit off and left it.
That was 33.
Was that a roller coaster?
Yeah, that was the roller.
That was roller coaster.
That was roller
Okay.
coaster.
So 3 years later, he's coming back and still wrestling. I get it.
Yeah,
It's wrestling. I get that.
yeah. So
I mean, Shawn retired and came back to Saudi Arabia. Mick Foley has retired multiple times and has come back.
I mean, Jim has retired from the commissioner position of Supreme just moments ago and has reinstated
and I'm
himself.
actually reinstated.
So
Yes.
it happens. I get it.
It's wrestling.
I was just saying, do I remember hearing that? I don't know.
think he said he did use the word last.
Okay.
But I don't think he said your last in the regards of this is it. He's I don't know if it
Okay.
I mean, here's another thing,
and fuck Bill Goldberg's son.
And I said this
Pudgy son of
on
a bitch.
on the little like Facebook Live video on the way home today from work is, this is the week of an AEW pay-per-view after a really great build and a great go home show, and we've spent the first hour, and I don't feel like we're even quite done yet. Maybe. Talking about Super Sandown.
I mean, that's
so like that I get is part of it as well. And again, I get it. I'm hammering this point home, and I swear to God, I hope at least whoever runs the New Age Insider's Twitter account is listening, because I get it. You got into an argument with a lot of people who are beyond irrational. Like, I get it. I get why today happened. I get all the reasons why, and I get that like the most likely scenario coming out of what happened this afternoon is Roman Reigns gets another resume patter that, solidifies him as an all-timer, because he's beat Brock Lesnar, and he's beat Triple H for the WWE title at WrestleMania. He's beat The Undertaker. He retired The Undertaker.
His ass was solidified when he said, "This is my yard."
Yes,
now.
I understand that.
He doesn't need to beat Bill Goldberg to be anything.
This is another moment for the Hall of Fame video, 10 years down the road. And also, this is part of the fact that if you don't want what has always happened with Roman Reigns when he gets that top spot, especially at WrestleMania, the reaction from the fan base, the best way, or an easy way, or whatever adjective you want to use to describe it, the way to avoid that somewhat is don't have him go over the Fiend. Because if he goes over the Fiend at WrestleMania, it's every other Roman Reigns victory at WrestleMania all over again. Because more than likely, Roman Reigns probably closes the show. Even though, to me, it should be Drew McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar. You want to give people that happy WrestleMania ending that we haven't always gotten, and that people and let me just sidebar real quick. I saw somebody after this show throw out that damn picture of like Triple H, Vince, Stephanie, and Shane in the ring, telling us like we're gonna give you what you want, from December of 2018.
This actually is them giving us what we want.
People goddamn forgetting what we got at WrestleMania last year. It was literally the Smark Mania. So stop using that picture as a point to hammer home something that isn't fucking true. They have given you what you want so many times.
As much as I hate what happened today, Jim, I think this is what we want. We need something to bitch about. It sounds silly.
And I said today,
but I don't think people are
SmackDown's
going
ratings tomorrow are going to be probably higher than even the debut show on Fox.
You're probably right.
Because you have John Cena coming back, and you have Bill Goldberg and the aftermath of what happened today.
Or as Alvarez would say, pop a rating.
Fuck that guy.
I knew the outcome. I had to work today. I didn't get to watch any of the show. I went home and I watched it. And watching the Fiend entrance, again, fantastic.
So good.
I was like, I just felt the anxiety knowing it was going to happen. I didn't know how short it was. I didn't know what the match was. Only 4 spears and a shitty jackhammer. I didn't know any of it. I just knew Bill Goldberg won. I'm watching it, and I'm fucking feeling this happen. I'm like, oh my God, they are doing it. I can see why people would overreact in this moment to cancel the WWE Network. I got that feeling for a second. And then it's like, let's think about it. Just be smart. This makes sense. I get it. I don't love it. I hate it. But I get it.
I fucking hate it.
I totally get it.
I know nothing. Let me preface this by saying I know nothing.
Okay.
But what if Bray lost because he might get popped with a wellness infraction?
Bray didn't lose. The Fiend lost.
What if the Fiend gets popped with a wellness violation?
It's the same dude, Mark. Same guy.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Like,
if that's the case,
was Hector Guerrero the same guy as the Gobbledygooker?
No, because his name wasn't the Gobbledygooker Hector Guerrero.
Also,
hate you.
by the rules and standards of Andrade, if Bray Wyatt or The Fiend was getting popped with a wellness violation, you don't need to move a fucking title.
You don't. But if you do, you do if it's against Goldberg.
And yeah, but Jason, again, he doesn't need to be champ. But
Neither of them needed to be champ.
But once you give him the title, like, he also doesn't need to lose in 3 minutes to Oldberg.
But would you have been happy if it would have been like 12 minutes?
I would have felt a little better.
Are you drunk?
I would have
I
felt.
don't want to see a 12-minute Goldberg match.
I don't want to either, but I don't want to see a 3-minute 4 spear and 1 jackhammer loss for the Fiend.
That match is probably the most entertaining match you would have gotten out of the two of them.
I'm not denying that. But at least if you have Goldberg shit-kicking the hell out of Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, for 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 22 goddamn minutes.
So what was he going to do to him? He wasn't going to slam him around.
He wasn't going
was
to.
Was he going to run at him and tackle him for 12 minutes?
That's all he can do. You can't beat him with a fucking whip. Daniel Bryan tried that. You can't beat the Fiend that way. You can't throw fucking hardware on him and smash him into cages. Seth Rollins found that out. Yeah, so that's the only. He has just a weak fucking midsection.
There is
like King Hippo and
soft in the belly.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
But
Right.
there has been some, like, going back to the argument of the past of Bill Goldberg. There's been something mystical with Goldberg since his return to WWE back when he beat Brock Lesnar.
I don't think there is. It's a
It
nostalgia
was.
pop, just like any other nostalgia pop.
It is a nostalgia pop, but if you go back to that story, Brock Lesnar was like, it's this old guy. I can beat him real quick. And then Goldberg hits him with a couple of spears and jackhammers him and beats him in faster time than he beat Bray.
You know who?
No, and hold on. I'm going to call bullshit on this, Jason. He says if you're cool with Jericho being champ, you got to be cool with Goldberg. They're basically the same age from the same era. But there's a difference. Chris Jericho is an active fucking wrestler who's on the show every week. Also, he is, for what it's worth, 4 years younger. Like,
Goldberg's also been on every TV since he's come back.
Okay, so
He's
what did
active.
Michael Cole say? 3 week
3
build,
weeks.
right? Okay,
It's a
thank you.
3-week build.
Like, and it is. God damn it!
I hate it.
I fucking hate it. I do. I hate it so goddamn much.
With all of the fibers in my being.
And I knew it
hate
was going to happen. If you go back to, I think it was 11 o'clock this morning, and I posted my predictions. What did I say? Goldberg was going to win. I knew it was happening the whole way through this show. I knew it was going to happen.
Jason followed up with a comment that he's not wrong.
He's not. But
Goldberg is in better shape than Chris Jericho. That doesn't mean Bill Goldberg's in better ring shape than Chris Jericho, because Jericho can still put on a match and not look gassed after walking down, I don't know, a fucking football field length entrance ramp and 4 spears.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But
Jericho
you're
isn't going
asking-
to gas
but
himself
I
out.
did. I said I knew, and the whole way through the show, I felt a bit. I have never. I cannot remember the last time that I had this much anxiety at the start of a wrestling match. Watching a wrestling match.
I feel like
I literally
you
fucking
can go back to Unforgiven 2003 when Bill Goldberg took
Was
the
wrestling Triple
championship
H.
away
No.
from Triple H.
Actually, you know when the last time I had this much anxiety when the bell started was at SummerSlam when the Fiend debuted against Finn Balor, because I'm like this. They have a shot here.
The Fiend in the drop zone. In the drop zone.
Yeah, and I almost fucking kicked through your. I think it was your. I think we were watching. No, we were watching it at my house. I almost kicked through my TV because I'm like, here we fucking go again.
Jim didn't get off the fucking recliner, but his legs
My
thrashed.
legs were
Yeah.
kicking. I was like a turtle on its shell.
I mean, from your head point of view, it probably looked like your legs were closed, but there was a whole room between
And
you.
actually, I was just trying to get out of my chair to get more pizza. That's just what it looks like because I don't have a lift chair.
Don't have how fucking pathetic are we?
And yeah, I do like the Fiend too much. But here's the thing: if I didn't get this invested into wrestling, if I didn't get gutted by wrestling a couple of times a year, I'm not fucking watching it at 35 years old. Like for me, I am one of like if I don't get gutted by my sports
It's
team,
still real to me, damn it.
I don't. That's
okay.
one of those ones I have to put up
That's
there.
solid, but you got a great point. At 36,
here's the thing,
35.
There's so many times, and I've said this with my sports fandom, and I go back to the spring of 2017 and the spring of 2016 and so on and so forth. Like every single fucking springtime when the Capitals ripped my soul out of my body and left it laying for dead, I'm like, Jesus, I wish I could just be a Florida Panthers fan. I wouldn't have to worry about this. Or I wish I could just be a hockey fan. I wouldn't have to worry about this. But where's the fucking fun in that?
Okay, you don't have to attack me.
I'm not like, and it truly was not a shot at your whole thing because I said my piece on it, whatever. And it's
what
not football
XFL
season.
team
I'll
did
get
you
you
land
running.
on?
I am a part of the Chiefs Kingdom for 1 year.
But
No,
your
XFL.
XFL team, your
Oh,
Battlehawks,
XFL?
right?
Battlehawks, baby.
Battlehawks, okay.
Beathawks, let's go, baby.
Yeah, right. Landry Jones 2-0, bitches, Renegades. I got your Roughnecks this weekend, Ryan.
I'm excited.
You and me.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you see us return that kick for touchdown?
Dude, that was sexy.
But like, here's the
I
thing.
love that
like,
kickoff.
I don't. When I objectively look at the situation, I don't know that I would actually want to be a casual, like just a fan of football or a fan of hockey, because like that fucking moment when you're gutted, like it's fucking. People can look at me and go, "You're 35 years old. Get a hold of yourself, you fucking weirdo." But then, in the spring of 2018, when I'm literally sitting speechless in my living room, staring at a TV with tears rolling down my face, that makes it worth it. When Bray Wyatt wins the fucking Universal title at the last Sand show, and I'm going, oh my God, they actually pulled they did it. Like, those are the moments, like when Kofi wins at Mania last year. When, there's
But see, that goes back to the picture of Triple H and Vince saying we're going to give you what you want.
Correct.
Of those moments. We're going to remember this moment. And you have to have good and bad moments to paint a full picture. If everything's
with
good
that-
and euphoric, it's going to get old.
Right.
So we needed this. As
I
much
mean,
as I hate it,
look
we
at
needed it.
Kofi Kingston's title run. 6 months into it, people were turning on it.
Let's talk about Kofi Kingston's run to the title.
Okay, yeah.
It looked as though Kofi Kingston was going to be the guy who was going to challenge Daniel Bryan for the title until Vince McMahon snuck Kevin Owens into the title match before WrestleMania. The matchup that was supposed to be Kofi, they took Kofi away and they gave us Kevin Owens. They gave us Kevin Owens versus the new Daniel Bryan for no reason. Only to then make Kofi Mania a bigger thing.
Okay, yeah.
Like, yes, Kofi could have won the title pre-WrestleMania, but you draw it out.
Right. I mean, I'm in agreement with what you're saying, that they've done a lot of right things from giving us what we want from that perspective, but you can't. Here's the deal. You eat fucking sugar all the time, you get sick of eating sweets.
And you get diabetes.
And you get diabetes. and the WWE doesn't want to have...
Diabetes.
We have a diabetes sound effect. No shit.
Diabetes.
Look at
There
us.
it
Of
is.
course we have a diabetes button.
I don't recall ever hearing that sound effect.
I'm very curious. I'm reading the comments, and like,
By curious,
I hear, I see what Jason says, and he says 4 words at the beginning of his latest post. I hate the Fiend.
That's cool. He's probably a Bray Wyatt fan. Different people.
Okay. I don't
Honestly,
know.
it probably scares him. He also thinks all AEW is trash. I love you, Jason. Maybe he doesn't do clowns.
That's fine.
Maybe he's not a clown guy.
He's a fiend, but he's not a clown. He's a fiend.
He's a
That's true.
clownish.
I mean,
He doesn't like lasers, maybe? Lasers?
It's tough to say, and this goes back to like the beauty of, and I say this all the time. It's a stance I've taken in my older age. Not everything is for everyone. Wrestling is for everyone, but not everything that happens is for everyone. Not every character is for everyone. You need to know very quickly who's for you and who's not for you. I refute that argument. You cannot tell me the reason you hate something is because it's trash. You need to give me something else.
Oh, I think that's an AEW.
Oh,
reference.
AEW,
Yeah.
that's fine. Never mind. Also, you can't just say that either. But because AEW beat the shit out of NXT this week,
Rightfully so.
and Revolution's probably going to beat the shit out of Super Showdown.
in pay-per-view
Probably.
buys, probably. Pay-per-view buys?
No, in ring.
Oh, and in ring? Probably.
I would probably
the Fiend's
agree,
not
yeah.
losing to fucking Bray Wyatt. So
I
absolutely.
mean, I would agree with that.
Yeah, the ratings for SmackDown will be through the roof.
Yeah,
but again,
I said that. I said that within an hour of the end of the end of Super Sandown.
right, but also we can't say like here's one thing that I know that sometimes can be taken incorrectly. We may talk about how this pops a rating, but guess who doesn't care if it pops a rating? WWE.
I was going to say Brian Alvarez again, but
The WWE and the networks. Like, the networks may care if it like pops a little rating, but we can't sit here and say WWE doesn't care about the ratings when they get the lowest ratings of all time, and then say the WWE does care when it pops a huge rating after Super Showdown.
Oh no! Again,
Like, we can't do that.
I stand firm on my, or at least for me personally, I don't give a shit what the rating is.
let me ask you this.
But
Do-
like, what? But for like, there are tons of people get wrapped up in that shit. And if you want to get wrapped up in it, wait until SmackDown's ratings come out because they're gonna be bigger.
do you really think so, though?
I really do.
What time did Sands of Time get over?
Like 3-ish.
4 o'clock.
Everybody's still in school. The school kids maybe have an hour to run home and watch it, plus homework, dinner, whatever, after school activities. You think they're actually consuming this like they would on the weekend to then turn into SmackDown tomorrow?
I think they're
because something has happened.
I think they're absorbing maybe not the full the full show of
They're getting it all
Showdown,
from Twitter.
but they're getting the
Twitter,
content from
YouTube,
Twitter, from
okay,
Facebook, from
okay.
YouTube. Like, I want to pull up here real quick the numbers.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't always catch SmackDown. It's hard for me on a Friday to catch a SmackDown.
Right, and here's the thing: I may not be sitting in my chair at 8 o'clock tomorrow night watching it live as it happens because I'm going out to dinner with my dad.
But you are going to make sure you watch.
But when
this-
I come home, once my dad like heads home, the first thing I'm doing is I'm putting on SmackDown
okay,
because I want.
where
to,
are you going to dinner?
I'm not sure yet. Haven't
Okay.
decided.
So poop maybe first, and then SmackDown.
Dude, it's 2020. I
You
can
can
take.
poop
I can.
and
Yeah,
SmackDown at the same time.
yeah. I can take my poop. My tablet in with the poop.
That's fair.
So I mean, just in what 6 hours?
I feel like Jason has a great point. School kids had to ask their dad, "Who is Bill Goldberg?"
34,000 views on full Super Showdown results. That was posted 57 minutes ago. 103,000 views on Goldberg detailing his game plan for defeating the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Goldberg, there was 384,000 views on the Goldberg winning the match. So I mean, and that was one of
I'll
the
tell you
higher
what,
views from the day.
These are not Lana Rusev marriage views.
They're
So
not.
I don't know if this is going to pop that big of a rating that everybody. We are a bunch of marks talking about pro wrestling on a pro wrestling podcast.
I think
don't know if your average viewer really cares about Sands of Time.
John Cena, Bill Goldberg as champ.
Then they'll tune in tomorrow for Cena, which they've advertised.
Right, but
I don't think you can give a ton of credit to Bill Goldberg for that.
But I think there is going to be part of that though, and unfortunately,
I will tune in more because of the Goldberg thing. Sure,
right. Here's the thing, like unfortunate, like and again, this is why I said 20 minutes ago, I get it because nobody's tuning in tomorrow night besides hardcore fans. Nobody's tuning in to say what's Bray Wyatt going to do next. The people that are tuning in that are probably going to bump that rating are the people that are going, John Cena's back.
I'm glad you said
And
Bray
the-
Wyatt because I do want to see what he does.
Right.
Because that's who we'll get tomorrow.
And the people that well, I bet we get the Fiend too
I
in a
doubt
Firefly
it.
Funhouse.
I'll be shocked.
We're how many hours removed? So we're 7 hours, 6 hours, almost 7 hours removed.
Yeah.
From Super Showdown. Goldberg is still the 26th most trending thing worldwide on Twitter, 9th most trending thing on Twitter in the U.S. So, like, even...
What's number one? Coronavirus.
Worldwide?
People tweeting about Corona? What are they tweeting about? I hope I don't get the
number
hashtag.
one is worldwide, it's Maroon 5.
What?
I don't know.
She Will Be Loved.
In the United States of Emilio, it is Grey's Anatomy, number one.
Is that even still on TV?
Is this the final season or something? Maybe.
Yeah, but Goldberg is number 9 trending.
Right. So, like, here's the thing.
Bray is number 20.
And here's the deal. Before you say, are they good tweets or bad tweets, there's no such thing
Doesn't
as bad
matter.
social
Doesn't
media.
Doesn't matter.
You're
That
tweeting.
you're
And-
absolutely
and
right.
That was another point that I made this afternoon is, like, here's the deal. Again, there's an AEW pay-per-view on Saturday night. Last night's go-home show was a really good AEW show. And what is the wrestling Twitterverse talking about today? WWE, The Fiend, and Goldberg.
You're absolutely right.
So, you know, like, a lot of people can say that Vince McMahon is out of touch or doesn't get it or whatever.
Gray's was on tonight.
Guess what? You're wrong on that one, because Vince McMahon, whether you like the result of the show or not, that doesn't matter. The only thing that Vince McMahon doesn't want is for you to not care about the show.
I mean,
If The Fiend wins, we're not having The Fiend or Goldberg in the top 50 tweets right
And
now
if
in
the
this
Fiend
hour. I
wins,
agree.
we're
You're
not-
absolutely right.
And if the Fiend wins, we're not talking about the Fiend beating Goldberg
Right.
for an hour and 10 minutes.
We're already into our news and rumor roundup section.
We
of our-
probably
yes,
are.
You're right.
and like, so just to give you an idea on like WWE's YouTube channel right now for Super Showdown videos.
Yeah, that's what I said. 370,000 on a Goldberg winning, right?
So Goldberg winning is 384,000.
Okay.
Goldberg's interview is 108,000.
Right, that's 500,000.
Undertaker's entrance is 252,000.
So that's 750,000.
Brock Lesnar beating
Are
Ricochet.
you adding them together? Because the same people are watching them.
It doesn't matter. The algorithm.
That's views.
It's views.
That's views. That is
That's how
rating.
W- that's
That
how-
is
that's how
numbers.
WWE
That is money.
Well,
That's
I
how
get that it's money.
This
Every-
is how
ev-
WWE accrues all.
And here's the
'cause
thing.
they just
That
count the
that's
number of
why
views.
and people can get mad at me for doing it, but like that's why like social media hits and stuff like that, every click is money.
Yeah.
Every single
Every
one.
video.
So here's the thing. They want you to watch the Undertaker entrance
And then watch that-
and,
and
then
then
watch
watch-
the
okay, I
match
gotcha.
and then watch Bill Goldberg. Every
Gold-
click that you make is a view.
Brock beating Ricochet is 171,000
So
views.
that's like almost 900.
The next biggest is Naomi. Yeah, Naomi and oh no, that's not true.
That's I moan backwards.
R-Truth pays homage to John Cena, 110,000.
So there-
And you wanna
right,
know-
so there's a
and you
million.
wanna
That's
know-
5 things
And you want to know
equaling a million
why
views.
R-Truth's video did 110,000?
Because the word John Cena's
Because
there.
John Cena's in it.
Right.
Right.
So right there, like 5 things equal a million clicks.
So
Like-
when you see our video uploaded tonight on YouTube that says 3 Count 30 interviews John Cena, you'll know why.
Exactly. Like again, like
Are you sure about that?
I get it. I truly do.
I don't like it.
We'll wrap this up. I fucking hate it. I'm definitely curious to see where it goes. Part of me hopes they swerve the shit out of us and they go with Cena versus Goldberg and Cena gets number 17 and I've been right after all.
I hope we never see 17. I'm going to die on that hill because it doesn't need to happen.
Okay, so which would you rather have, Ryan? Bill Goldberg
I don't
as-
have to have it this way.
Right. No, but I'm
right,
just
all
asking
right.
a question. Like, would you rather have Bill Goldberg as Universal Champion or John Cena getting number 17?
Bill Goldberg's already Universal Champion. So, you know what? The damage is done. Give Bill Goldberg a fucking 6-month run.
Then
Let him fucking run
I'll
with it.
ask the better question.
Don't even care.
Why'd you
it's
put
done.
that out
What's
there?
it matter?
Here's the-
Let him fucking run it for a year.
But here's the question.
You went from 6 months to a
Would
year
you-
just like that.
Don't even care.
Would
you know
you-
what? 18 months.
Would you erase everything that happened today if John Cena could be a 17-time world champion? Brock Goldberg and The Fiend never wrestle.
Does he have to go over the Fiend? Or could he beat
It
Brock or Drew?
never happened.
No. I'm saying for John Cena, to get 17? Does it have to be over the Fiend, or could it be?
No, I don't. I just
You
don't
know
think.
what? Here's what it is.
I
So
don't
John
think-
Cena picks up his 17th world championship by beating the entire Undisputed Era in a 4v1.
Or
Goldberg
Or
defeats the
Goldberg
Fiend.
stays Universal Champion.
that's ridiculous. That's
17th.
That is ridiculous.
17th.
You can say 17th or today. Fucking beating 4 guys? That's ridiculous.
I mean,
What's
he is,
more ridiculous?
I mean, he is
John
Big
Cena
Match
beating
John.
4 guys or Goldberg beating the Fiend?
Oh man,
All those vanilla midgets in the Undisputed Era?
I mean, Kyle O'Reilly does have them bad knees, man. You
He
could
does
take him
have
out
Bobby
real
Fish?
quick.
quick.
Or Fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Fish is held together with like
So Fish,
triple worn duct tape, used chewing gum,
Cena
and like
just
ticky
breaks
tack.
him in half
Sticks.
real quick, and then it's a 3-on-1.
and then uses Fish to club the other guys
Yeah.
with. I would give it to Goldberg. I would let Goldberg win because what we
Because
can
the Fiend doesn't say baby? Is that
because
what,
what we can get out of the Fiend coming out of this is so much greater than what we would get from John Cena. You just never need to have a 17. I think 16 should be a sacred number, and you can work up to 16 and be as good
There's
as
no
those
such thing
before
as a
you.
sacred number in
But
wrestling.
there's no need to be a 17. So I would take Bill Goldberg in that instance.
It's 17's happening. Like, just
I mean, you don't know that.
I would just start preparing yourself
What
for
if
it now,
it's
Ryan.
John Cena Goldberg?
That's what I'm saying. Give me that at Mania, and give me John Cena as number 17.
I mean,
holding that
John
blue
Cena's going to
title.
be in the new Fast and Furious.
Can you
He
hear-
plays Dominic Toretto's brother in the new one.
All of
Heck
the bitching
yeah.
and moaning about the young superstars that we don't get featured ever. If
Enjoy
that
your
happens-
WrestleMania paycheck, boys. John Cena drew the house.
I want to know what color John Cena's new gear is going to be. If it's blue, I'm calling it was WrestleMania shot. Also, can we talk about how angry I am that the Ruthless Aggression shirts only go to 3X?
Not all of them.
Which ones don't?
There's a thing on the side. Click it.
Right.
The Triple H one goes. The 6 shirt goes.
The Triple H one does not go. The fucking 6-ball one
yeah,
does.
the 6-ball
like
shirt
I need
goes.
a goddamn 6-ball shirt.
It's so good.
Christ.
I'm buying that shit.
None of the Ruthless Aggression ones.
What is the FFH?
The Firefly Funhouse NWO, because he did the NWO
yeah,
entrance
yeah.
the other week. Yeah, which is also a goddamn slim fit.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah. Like,
Dear
it's
WWE, put all your shirts on tents.
Dear WWE,
Thanks.
you
Make
have a
fat.
fat audience. It's pro wrestling. Get with it. But yeah, none of the Ruthless Aggression shirts go up to fat size.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
Jim.
Whatever.
Do we have any sad music for that?
It's not for us.
Apparently.
Sad music. Sad
The
music
sad music for the whole day.
for the whole day.
Up to this
God,
point.
I feel like we could do an entire show
We almost
on what
did.
we didn't cover,
yeah.
which also includes the Ruthless Aggression stuff.
It's so good. That
Love it.
documentary is it's so good.
If we have enough time, I'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
because
We'll
we
circle
want to get
back.
to
All right,
Revolution.
let's talk real quick about the Wednesday Night Wars last night. I thought this was one of AEW's better shows, top to bottom.
Home run.
If I'm being real nitpicky, like, and I get it, I could just look away, but like, I don't need to see Tony, and maybe this is just my personal preference. I don't need to see Tony Schiavone directing traffic in the picture-in-picture that's not a match. I don't. If you're during a match, you want to do picture-in-picture all night, sure, absolutely. We don't miss any action, but I don't need to see like
But you would have missed the best friends hug.
cool.
Okada Cam.
I fucking love Orange Cassidy so much. The spot with him and the bunny, fucking loved it.
So good.
So good.
Love it. I don't think that goes over in the WWE. I don't think their
Orange
audience
Cassidy?
goes over. Yeah.
It could.
I think it's still a
it
bit
could,
too
not,
abstract.
Not the way that they're doing it, but Orange Cassidy as a performer could get over in WWE, but not the way they're doing it. I fucking loved the JR segment with the Bucks and Omega and Hangman Page.
So good.
I love Hangman Page so much. I really do, man. Like I am something that you probably never thought you'd hear Big Jim say on this show.
I'm reveling in this
like
moment.
I can't wait to watch a match that has Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in it.
I'm so excited
Is it
for you, Jim.
is it because in a certain light, when you squint your eyes, Hangman Adam Page looks like young Chris Jericho with old Chris Jericho's drinking habits?
Possibly. That might be it.
That could be
That
it.
might be it, absolutely. But man, it's really well done.
Did anybody catch the show after the show? They did.
I
the
recorded.
Okay.
I didn't have a chance to watch it yet because I also got to get my
Was
Chicago
it the
Wednesdays
Road to
in.
Revolution or something,
something
like that?
like
Countdown
that.
to Revolution.
Yeah. I mean,
I've heard that was really
Yeah,
well
they
put
have a lot
together.
again on like Hangman, and it shows just how long this has been happening with Hangman and Omega and the Bucks. Just little things. I don't watch Being the Elite, but they pulled some Being the Elite clips in on that. But even in the in-ring, just some of like the faces that Omega and Page are giving each other throughout
Yeah,
a match,
dude,
like
it's
the blind tag, like how frustrated Omega looked because like Page blind tagged in. The Young Bucks helping up Omega. It's just so good. And we've seen this for weeks progressing. So, man, I'm really excited.
Did you like the Iron Man match?
I loved it. I thought it was really solid. I was kind of surprised they started off the show with it because I feel like you have to hook somebody. And I don't think a 30-minute match is the best way to hook a younger ADD-ridden audience.
Right.
But I thought the match was solid.
Yeah. Again, it being there's things I could nitpick about it, but like
I didn't love that Justin Roberts was like, wait a minute, I have something here, and did that. Like, I think that comes from a referee.
Gary Michael Capetta greater than symbol Justin Roberts for me.
He didn't announce John
He didn't do it
Moxley
correctly.
properly. I'll say that.
The way
But
in.
you're a WCW guy.
Oh God,
It's nice to see Capetta back. Yeah,
I love GMC.
Loved it. The way
Ladies and gentlemen,
I like the weigh-in segment.
John Moxley.
Like Jericho knows how to work that audience.
so good.
The fucking headbutt, loved it.
Did they have a contract signing? I don't think. I feel
Yes,
like
they had a they did a
did they do the
contract signing
contract
for
si-
that.
Oh, okay.
Or no, was the contract signing when Jericho wrestled Cody?
I just feel like this was like instead of a contract signing, and it was a different take on it. Same sort of segment. You knew it was going to go down.
Yeah.
This is a contract signing with the scale in the middle.
I also because I did kind of flip around a little bit. I hate that like every time I press play, I wasn't sure who was on commentary. Just give me JR and Taz.
No,
Okay.
Just give me JR and Taz.
no.
You don't like Taz?
I love Taz. I will not sacrifice Tony Schiavone for Taz.
But he's not on commentary for half the show.
Get rid of Jim Ross.
Oh, fine. Give me Tony and
Give me
Tony and Taz.
Tony, Taz, and Excalibur.
I don't need Excalibur
I do.
anymore. I don't need Excalibur going.
I need somebody
every 2 minutes in a
I need
match.
somebody there who knows these people.
I second that. Tim,
Can't you just get commentary to do
we are
research?
almost an hour and a half into the podcast, and we agree on something. We did it.
Can't
we
you,
did
can't
it.
you
Way to
just
go,
get commentary to do research?
It's different though.
Do you think JR's doing research on anything right
no.
now?
He's
not
only
except for like Cowboy Hat Blue Circle.
How many blue chews can I take right now?
Look at those hot
Salsa.
Those hot
The Bella Twins.
the Bellas. Yeah.
But no, again, I could nitpick things, but it really was a good go home show. Before we talk,
Did it do enough to make you want to watch the pay-per-view?
I was going to watch it anyway.
Okay,
Well, here's the thing.
okay.
Here's the thing. Are we watching it? Like, I'm not spending $50 on a pay-per-view, period. Right, like by myself.
I'm probably not going to drive back to Lancaster.
Sorry, when I said we, I figured you weren't for this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't. It's not All In. It's not Double or Nothing 2. It's not WrestleMania. It's not a Royal Rumble.
Hold on. Like,
Oh, hold on.
hit some Jeopardy music really quick so they have something.
Play something.
I'll play
Break my back.
And we're back. Thank you for sticking
That
with
was
us.
the time. What was the word? Couple episodes ago,
Sorry
we
about
did
that.
we couldn't. There was a certain word we couldn't say,
Oh.
and we were muting ourselves when we were trying
Oh,
to
shit.
say
What was that word?
structure. Was it structure?
No, it wasn't structure. It was
Pussy lips.
No.
No, damn it. If anybody's a loyal fan of this show.
Are you kidding me, Devin?
Oh, bad take, Devin.
Who's
Bad take.
Dude,
Who's Tim Jr.?
Look.
Tim Jr. I am Tim Jr.
Screw Tim Jr.
Tim Jr. is better than Tony,
There it is.
but
This guy on commentary.
And you know what?
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
yeah.
Look, I love JR. I love some of the greatest moments of my wrestling fandom in my life.
To quote Evolution, or to quote the Ruthless Aggression stuff, Evolution has passed you by.
Like,
my friend.
yeah, like here's the deal. JR, for me, at his peak, is better than Tony Schiavone at his peak. However, in the year of our Lord 2020, Tony Schiavone greater than symbol Jim Ross.
Because Jim Ross is a cynical old man. I can't even listen to his podcast. He can't stay off Twitter. The same reason I dislike Mauro Ranallo is the same reason I dislike Jim Ross.
Like here's the thing. Like when I hear it just there and I understand all the things that have happened in JR's life. I'm not trying to lessen the impact of those instances. However, like maybe on air stuff is not the role for you anymore. Or maybe it's the interview segments with, before a big match, stuff like that. Like, because as the moderator in that interview with the Bucks and Hangman and Omega, great. He was great. But it just there. And here's the thing: I wasn't a fan of his commentary on the Mae Young Classics or whatever he was doing. Like, it's not JR in now is not what JR was.
Because JR was great when he was head of talent relations and was finding all of these young blue chippers and bringing them in. And he was responsible for Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mankind and all these other guys. Like,
Dick?
you got to remember that. Like, Jim Ross was in charge of talent relations before Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
That sounds like I know that voice.
It's weird, isn't it? But yeah, Schiavone greater than symbol. Anyway, let's talk real quick. NXT, the way it went off the air, yikers.
That is a miscommunication.
Yeah,
That is a production issue that we will call out for AEW where they've done it. I think we absolutely need to call out NXT for this.
I think that the people in the ring knew how much time they had left, and Rhea didn't.
yes,
'Cause
something clearly went wrong.
Because here's what, in my mind, Rhea thinks that the segment's going to be, and they probably worked it out. And what it was going to be is Rhea's music was going to hit, and Charlotte was going to stop in her tracks and stare at Rhea. And Rhea does the whole raise her foot and stomp thing, and you do this whole
Right, because I'm like,
flashy
why
lights
is
deal.
she kicking and stomping and
But the people in the ring knew, hey, we got to go home. You need to just break that ankle right now.
yeah, and like
And to everyone who's upset that Bianca Belair lost to Charlotte Flair, I would just
Stop.
like for you to know that there's no way that anyone who's challenging for a title at WrestleMania is losing like
or should anyway.
5 weeks before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Did you know Charlotte Flair's the daughter of Ric Flair?
No, did you know Britt
The
Baker's a dentist?
11-time women's champion in the WWE.
10-time, but that's okay.
But yeah, like yeah,
But
Yeah,
Britt
it-
Baker's a dentist.
the match
the
was great. The
11.
match was great. Stop getting mad that Bianca lost.
Did
Like,
you know Riho? Did you know Riho was the first champion?
Was she?
Nyla Rose is also. There's no other beast like Nyla Rose.
I
There's
did
no
not
other.
know that. All right, let's. But yeah, we'll call out if that ending happens on AEW. We'll call it out. If it happens on MLW,
Yeah,
we'll call it out.
It was rushed.
But yeah, just it's not even necessarily.
Was it rushed or
something
rooshed?
went wrong.
I feel like it was ruoshed.
Something went wrong.
Yeah, the
A
other
referee
thing-
had to shove Rhea into the ring.
I know I have pens. over
They
here.
went
I'll
off
let
the
you-
air. It just.
Green one.
It was bad. It was bad. We'll call it for what it is. All right.
Do better.
Let's look at AEW Revolution this Saturday night from the Wintrust Arena in downtown Chicago, Illinois.
AEW's home away from home.
Right, dude? Like, come on.
And you heard about the next the AEW pay-per-view, right?
No.
What is it called? It's oh God.
Is the next one Double or Nothing?
No, I don't think it's called Double or Nothing.
No, it's what is it?
Winner Take All.
Isn't it Our Rival? Our Rival? AEW Our Rival?
No, but I saw something that they're going back to Vegas.
Jesus.
Revolution is a mystery. A revolution is a mystery. We're going to talk about it here in a minute, folks.
But
I'm gonna look it up.
Tim, I want you to look it up
Jesus,
with
okay.
your fingers.
no, the next one is Double or Nothing in May in Vegas.
Is it called Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
Double or Nothing
Double or
again?
Nothing 2020 is an upcoming wrestling pay-per-view by All Elite Wrestling. It'll take place May 23rd, 2020 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Paradise, Nevada. And then most likely
you
the
ever
one
been
after
to
that
Paradise, Nevada,
is going to
Jim?
be All In again or All In 3 or
Are you in yet?
I'm not in.
All the way in.
All the way in.
Am I ever in?
Balls out.
Balls out.
Ballin'.
But yeah, so yeah, it's back to Vegas. Then it's going to be All In again in Chicago in August.
And then they're going to be in Jacksonville, and they're going to be in Las Vegas,
Right,
and they're
like
going to be in
it's-
Chicago, and they're going to be in Las Vegas.
It's just going to keep repeating the circle of pay-per-views. I still fucking hope that we get a fucking Dynamite in Hershey.
Even better, we're getting one in Temple again.
Yeah, lovely. Which
Temple's not beautiful this time
I was
of
going to
year.
say,
In the
Ryan, how's
LaCroix-
Temple this
in
time
the
of year?
LaCroix Arena or something like that?
The Leah Corina Center,
Licorice.
the Hickory Dickory Dock, the Licorice Center. All right, let's. There's 8 matches on the card as of tonight. We'll start at the bottom. It is SoCal Uncensored, of course, SCU, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, with Christopher Daniels taking on the Dark Order, with Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Myself and Mark and Matt all have the Dark Order picking up the victory here.
I, too, have the Dark Order picking up a victory here, Jim.
Who is who? Yeah, we'll get Tim's answer, and then I have a
Creepy
follow-up.
perverts.
Who is the Grand Poobah or whatever the fuck they
Did you
plan
say-
on unveiling?
Oh, creepy perverts.
Creepy perverts, yeah.
I had an itch in my hair. I thought it was creamy perverts.
Creepy.
Crazy.
It's
creepy
like just a
perverts.
bunch of perverted like ice cream sellers.
Yep.
Like the good
So
humor
who's
guy
the,
with bow ties.
Who's the
That was strangely arousing.
who's the guy?
You'll have to tune in on Saturday to find
Who
out.
do you think will be the guy?
Frankie Kazarian.
You think it's the Frank Kazarian?
No, I think it's Christopher Daniels.
It's too obvious to be Chris Daniels.
Well, that's true.
Oh my!
I think Frankie Kazarian is doing the planting.
Ooh, Ryan, do you have a theory?
I think it's Brody Lee.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Big Rig.
Yeah.
Big Rig.
Well, it'll be Saturday. You know what that means.
Pig Rig 2020.
All right, it's a singles match.
I like that, Jim.
Just announced last night. Pac versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Matt has Cassidy picking up the win. Myself and Mark have Pac.
This could be a really, really good match.
It should
like
be.
they're going to, I think, let Orange Cassidy wrestle after he gets his shit in.
I would
This
hope.
could be just a phenomenal match. Pick Pac wins.
Pick Pac.
The fans win.
Oh, horse shit.
God damn.
No, because
come
everybody
on.
knows the bastard Pac is going to win.
Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
But
oh, hi, Mark.
I don't care. Orange Cassidy is going to be on pay-per-view in a high-profile matchup against a world-renowned talent in Pac. It's going to be great. People who haven't seen, like, people who've only seen Orange Cassidy stuff from the stuff he's doing in AEW are in for a treat.
So who wins?
The bastard Pac.
There you go. Devin has the Dark Order, and Pac picking up the victory. Then we
My
have
heart wants Orange Cassidy, for the record.
That's fair. That's fair. My heart wanted the Fiend today, but sometimes the heart and the brain don't
if
add
Pac
up.
beats Orange Cassidy, it's going to be worse than
Hashtag
Goldberg
cancel
beating-
TNT.
Yes.
What's up, William? He just got home from work. Hope you had a good night there. We have the singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Nyla Rose defending against Chris Statlander. It's got to be Nyla. Myself, Mark, and Matt all have Nyla retaining.
I think this would be a cool spot where you see a cool like nostalgia spot. So I'm gonna have Bull Nakano come out and win here tonight. That makes sense today. Nyla Rose.
I really want Chris Statlander to win, but it's going to be Nyla. Unfortunately, Nyla Rose does nothing for me as a performer or as a champion.
That's fine. That's fine. I will say this. Kudos to Chris Jericho for the response to some of the absolutely disgusting things people choose to say on social media about Nyla Rose. It's good to see that the locker room in AEW is like, or at least,
Did you hear that he also went back and retconned his interview with Donald Trump Jr.?
What do you mean?
So apparently
I know he had Don Jr. on to promote the book.
And apparently there was some transphobic comments in the interview that
really? No, I didn't hear.
That Jericho had edited out.
Really? No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Was it a case of Jericho playing to his guest?
I think what it was is Jericho just didn't have an informed, I think what part of the problem is with people when you talk about trans people or cisgender or anything like that is that a lot of the conversation topics come from just a place of people being uninformed on the topics.
True ignorance.
True ignorance, not they just.
Oh, that's ignorant.
Yeah,
right. People throw the word ignorant around willy-nilly.
Right, but true ignorance. Right.
People just don't know. They don't know enough, and of course, we as a people, we are afraid of what we don't know, and fear leads to hate, as Yoda would say. Fear leads to anger.
Yeah.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Right. We know, right? You didn't.
And then you get to the dark side. Blah blah blah. Blah.
Oh, gotcha. Here, let me just fix this for everybody. She got titties. The end.
I got titties.
Nyla Rose has got some beautiful titties. She's got tits.
I mean, here's the deal. If
you got hairy man tits.
I have titties. I have titties, Greg. Can you milk me?
You're not,
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
I'm just saying.
Here's the deal. If
she got boobies.
If you don't want to be trans, don't be trans. If you don't want to be gay married, don't get gay married. It's really that simple. It's not hard to be good. You don't have to get it. You don't have to even necessarily endorse it, quote unquote. You just don't be a dick. Plain and simple. Don't be a dick. Hashtag don't be a dick.
Hashtag Dickless 2020.
There you go. Singles match, we got Darby Allin. And you know what? It was a spot that I know we talked about last week, and I said how much, or the other week, and I said how much I hated the fact that everybody had to stand around and wait for Darby Allin to ride his stupid skateboard down the fucking ramp. Well, guess what? I know Darby Allin listens to this show because you know what he did last night? He ran down the ramp with his skateboard. So Darby Allin, good on you, pal. But Sammy Guevara wins. Mark has Darby Allin. Matt has Sammy Guevara as well.
I think we're going to get another nostalgia spot here in this, and I think Scott Hall is going to come out and be victorious in this match.
That's going to make that Hall of Fame induction really awkward.
And if it doesn't, it'll be Darby Allin.
Okay, thank you.
I got Darby Allin as well.
Now we got the speaking of nostalgia spots, Jack Swagger versus Goldust. I have Dustin Rhodes picking up the win.
The All-American.
Intern Mark has Jake Hager, and Matt has Dustin Rhodes as well.
Little known fact, Dustin Rhodes will be his own nostalgia spot here, but he's coming out as 7.
There you go.
From WCW. So I think Jake Hager is going to win. He packed on 80 pounds since we last seen him.
Yeah, I'm here for Jake Hager. I'm very interested to see him wrestling.
I am curious about that.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Dustin Rhodes will win by disqualification.
Okay,
that's fair.
Because Jake Hager's going to hit him in the nuts.
Oh.
Going back to his MMA fight
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
I
he
got
still
you.
contracted to do more MMA fights?
I don't know what
I
he
believe
does.
so.
Okay.
Is Bellator a real company, anyways?
I don't know. Is
I mean,
Yeah,
they did have one, once have the great Bob Lashley. So
Hey, Bob! I love Bob Lashley.
is the UFC doing well today?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
is Ronda Rousey, CM Punk, or Brock Lesnar fighting in it?
No.
Then I don't care. Derby Allen,
Afka?
as Devin says, will be winning his match.
He has the roller skates. He's actually traded his skateboard for roller skates.
He's actually a roller derby guy.
William has Hager winning, and Devin has Jack
There was
Swagger
a
winning.
roller derby girl around here that I forget her name. Lynn.
Derby doll. We had her on the
Derby
show.
doll. Yes,
We
yeah.
had her on the show.
Rosario. Yeah.
Yes, Lane
Diamond
Rosario.
Doll.
The tag team match for the AEW, Jason has Swagger winning as well. Tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Omega and Page defending against the Bung Yucks. I know I took your.
That's okay. I know it's really good.
Mark has Page and Omega. Myself and Matt have the Bucks.
You guys are in for a treat when the Quebecers return for their nostalgia spot here.
PCO works for Ring of Honor, you idiot.
You'll be in for a treat when the Head Shrinkers return for your nostalgia spot.
Rikishi probably
Isn't
can't
Sam who
wrestle
almost
anymore.
dead?
However, I think got a liver
And
transplant.
I don't think Rikishi's like medically cleared to wrestle.
You are in for a treat when the
Excuse me,
natural
Fatu.
disasters return.
No.
One of
For
them's
the-
dead.
You are in for a treat. Kenny Omega and Adam Page,
Money
I think,
Inc.
are going to. Don't forget to pay your taxes. Money Inc. returns.
Demolition. We'll go Demolition because we
They're
know they're
still
still active,
wrestling.
and you know they're not going anywhere near the Hall of Fame.
Ugh. That's like if I fucking put on a safety patrol thing. That's what it looks like. It's so gross. Painted
It
in
is-
black.
yeah.
Omega and Page.
I have the Young Bucks winning. I have Omega and Hangman splitting
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
The old split
Omega is going to actually be the first one to turn heel out of the elite guys.
Okay. I'm for that.
You don't think it's too soon?
No.
No? Okay.
Here's the thing. Like my biggest
It's like 6 months, dude.
Right, yeah, it would still be. I'm
my-
all for beating the horse. on
my
this.
fear when we started seeing this rise of this real big rise of Hangman Page is that they're gonna turn him heel.
Okay.
I'm like, just let this cowboy shit and the drunk stuff. Like, dude's a fucking babyface star. Let Omega turn on him. And who
Are we
knows?
going to get a more cleaner
my
feel with Kenny then?
You know my affinity for heels. Maybe I'll actually really care more about Kenny Omega.
I don't know. He's still going to do that stupid skip towards the ropes.
Fuck it, dude. I hate that so much. I really.
Goodbye and good night. Boing.
Oh my god! I hate the little hop and skip.
I'm glad you hate that as much as I hate the John Cena running the ropes with his fucking foot in the air.
Okay, yeah,
that's a West Coast wrestling thing.
Is it really?
Christopher Daniels runs the ropes the exact same way.
What, like
One-
Omega or like Cena?
Like Cena.
Okay.
Because Christopher Daniels taught John Cena how to run the ropes.
Is that really where it comes from?
Yeah.
Because I hate it. I hate it when I see it on the indies.
It's a
You hit the ropes and you.
It's a way to hit the ropes.
Oh, I just fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Yeah,
it so
I'd much rather have
It's
that
because
than the little
so
hop
when
and
you
skip.
hit the ropes and you come back, that's the foot
That's the
that's
foot you're
out
going out.
is the
Sure,
plant
I
foot.
get
Yeah.
it. I just I hate it.
That's okay.
Hate it.
I'm sorry that not everybody hits the ropes like they're Hulk Hogan and they're just like leaning all the way
Just
into the
lean in.
ropes.
Wait
I
for
can't
that
trust
rope
this chair to do it.
snap. Yeah.
I want to trust the chair, but I ain't going to.
Devin has the Bucks. Jason says Strike Force is going to win. So,
Oh, Strike Force coming
so
back.
there you go. All right,
They're still alive, I think.
let's go to the singles match. MJF with Wardlow taking on Cody with Arn Anderson.
And Brandy Rhodes.
was that announced as well?
She ain't doing the Nightmare Collective
And
crap.
That's
DDP
true.
and the
DDP
dog and the pyro.
and the dog and the pyro and something.
Yeah, and just so you know, Cody watched Super Showdown. You know that Cody's got Saudi Arabian like pyrotechnics for Revolution.
Speaking of
He'll be the only
pyrotechnics
one.
and Saudi Arabia, the Undertaker pyro looked high as shit.
Sure did.
Those fireballs,
Yeah.
whatever, they were high as hell.
The pyro budget for today.
Was
With
how
the-
much TNT spent to get any AEW
Right.
for 2 more
Yeah,
years.
today's WWE pyro budget is greater than AEW's pyro budget for their entire length of their TNT deal.
I
and I'm
agree,
not
you're right.
just talking about the deals that are already done. I'm talking about any subsequent deals from here on out. William has Cody. Devin has MJF. I have MJF. Mark has MJF. Matt has MJF.
I have Cody Rhodes here.
I know.
But for the nostalgia
DQ?
spot,
He's Stardust.
a special guest referee will be Nails. He got out of prison. Nails will be the special guest referee.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
There's no way Cody wins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not a shot.
Because Cody doesn't win. Like, Cody doesn't win matches that matter.
I agree with you.
Yeah, like, he beat his brother and killed the Attitude Era. Does everyone remember that?
Yeah.
I do remember that. He's dead.
Yeah, but
I agree with Jason on this one. That Arn's going to turn on Cody.
I hope to God he does.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah. No, I'm
I
one.
hope your flight's
I
delayed.
will forgive you for you hating the Fiend if Double A just spine busters the holy bleep out of Cody.
I'm
Double down on Pharaoh.
I'm one. Wow.
That's the title of the show.
There.
Double down on
Yeah,
Pharaoh.
double down on Pharaoh.
That one popped.
That
That's
one's
a
good.
one.
No.
Then we have
no Charlie. No.
Then we have the no, it has not. We are still here. The singles match for the AEW World Championship: Chris Jericho versus
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
Jon Moxley.
Thank you.
I love the mark it makes on the.
Yeah, right. I got Mark and Matt say Jericho. I have Moxley. I think this is where old Daddy Fat Belly moves on from the AEW World Title. I think Fozzie's got a tour starting up here soon, so
Fozzie does
he's
have a
got to
tour.
get in better drinking shape. No more push up slappy stomach videos for you, Jericho. It's time to get back to the booze.
For my nostalgia spot here, I have Dino Bravo coming out.
He's dead.
I have Ravishing Rick Rude.
He's dead.
I have Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Who will assist Chris Jericho in retaining the AEW Heavyweight
The
Championship.
DDP Yoga Boys stick together.
A little bit of the bubbly.
I got Jericho winning this.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Charlie has Jericho. He's with me. He says Moxley wins. Jericho has tours to do. William wants Mox, but he says Jericho will cheat to win.
Jon Markley.
Charles Barkley.
You knucklehead.
Terrible
John
I
Markley.
want Mox too. I love what they're doing with Mox. I am so much more invested in Mox than I was with Dean Ambrose.
It's because he's a pirate.
It might be the pirate.
John Moxley jumping. He's losing to Jericho and then jumping ship to return to WWE as a pirate for a WrestleMania pirate
What
ship.
if he wins the championship and drops it in a trash can?
Oh,
He's gonna throw it
throw
overboard.
It off the pirate ship.
Splish.
Charlie says he sees the return of Ralphus to help Y2J.
That's something good right there.
There's
There
a
we go.
nostalgia spot for you.
But yeah, that is Saturday night. Dave Meltzer was so prompt to let everybody know that a pre-show match will start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and the show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Good. Like every other.
How hard do you think his fucking nipples were when he typed that?
Oh my God, so hard.
How jacked is he now?
Exactly. All right. Let's I think we already kind of touched on this, but we're gonna hit real quick the
3-count question of the week.
John Cena returns tomorrow night to SmackDown. If he is there to start a WrestleMania build, who do you hope he faces? Not who do you think he is there to face. Who do you hope that he faces at WrestleMania?
Bruno Sammartino.
Perfect. Is he dead?
He is.
He dead. Okay.
No.
Bruno dead.
Is Bruno dead?
I feel like
think Bruno dead. I think Bruno dead.
I don't know, man. Is Bruno Sammartino... 3-count Thursday question of the week. Is Bruno Sammartino dead?
Come on, Tim. You can't say it. You got to hit.
The 3-count question of the week.
Is Bruno Sammartino
How were
dead?
you guys that quiet that allowed me to do that?
It was a magic moment in time.
I'll let you have your solo.
Thanks. I
Oh, yeah,
appreciate
he
it.
died in 2018. Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
yeah.
Okay, he is.
Yeah, he is dead.
He is dead. Yeah, but fuck it. I like he's doing. I hope he wrestles Tim Meadows.
Okay, there we go.
The latest man. You know what?
Wouldn't be the first time we had SNL people on WrestleMania.
You're not wrong.
You know who really needs a WrestleMania program?
Who dat?
I would like for John Cena to start his program with King Baron Corbin.
Okay. All right, I could get behind that.
I'd co-sign
I
that
could
in a
definitely get
second.
behind that.
Kang.
He
He took out Kirk Angel. He gonna take out John Cena. Then The Rock. Rock at 37.
Like, I know there was the rumors out
the
there.
SoFi.
I know there was the rumors out there that it was going to be the Elias redemption spot, and I could have gotten behind that until about
Elias is a baby face now, baby.
until about I don't know. Let's see, do the math, carry the one this afternoon at about 4:00 p.m.
Yeah.
So now I'm all on board with John Cena defeating Oldberg to get number 17. Because why the hell not?
Did
at
you
this
see
point?
his GIF where he had like the time bendy shirt?
Yes.
So John Cena posted a GIF like he's getting ready for SmackDown. Let me
It
find
was like it was like wristbands check, ball hat check, time bendy shirt check. Yeah,
nice.
pull it.
and it's a reverse GIF. Yeah, checklist for tomorrow night. Cap check, wristbands check, jorts check, time bending shirt check, heart pumping adrenaline. Here it is.
Oh, solid.
yeah, he puts it back, puts the shirt back on. I assume that's how he gets
Solid.
dressed every day.
Yeah,
I would assume
I
so,
really
too.
do. All right, let's hit the real quick. I was in a discussion with somebody on Twitter this week. We were talking about the AEW weekly rankings and how if you really dig into them, they don't make any sense whatsoever. Do you pay attention to any of them
No.
at all?
No.
Do you care about them at all?
No.
Okay, thank you. Neither do I. Raw, thumbs up ski, thumbs down ski this week. Right in the middle. I thought it was a good show. I think I've enjoyed Raw a lot over the past month and a half. I hope they continue to do what they've been doing. All right,
Montez Ford, moment to shine against Rollins. I thought it was a really fun match.
Real fucking
Angelo
bang.
Dawkins better watch out because if he doesn't keep up,
You're gonna get left in the dust, man.
Yes,
keep
yes,
up
yes.
or you get
Montez
out.
Ford is a fucking star. Absolutely.
It's my guy.
All right, real quick.
And I'm down with King and like 6 women in the ring and him just being like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
Whatever he said there. It was very
They're
King
all too
moment.
old for him.
Dude,
That's very
did you see like the Liv Morgan like jealous ex-girlfriend leaping over the table?
Yeah.
That was such a
That
great
was fun.
spot.
There's a lot of cool little stories within this.
So, Asuka is so hot right now. Like,
Yes. Thank you.
like Asuka is. I'm not so sure that Shayna is the person for Becky. Like, Asuka is on another level right now.
I'm so happy they let Asuka Japanese promo.
I love it when she's like cutting her promos and she's like, easy peasy. And
Yeah.
she like, she easy peasies.
It's-
Or she's like, okay.
I fucking love it. I'm so happy.
Did you
that,
see
like-
her promo on YouTube, on Twitter, that's got subtitles?
No, I should probably check that out.
It's so good.
I love a good subtitle.
But
I'm gonna retweet it from the 3 count page.
if you are a fan of like Hot Ones, the show, the YouTube channel, First We Feast did a thing with Asuka at like a sushi house, I think. But no, dude, I love it. I thought I really enjoyed that segment. All right, real quick, we're gonna hit some news stories here. PW Insider reported yesterday that executives from MLW were at the CBS Viacom headquarters in New York for meetings about a possible TV or streaming deal. No other details provided, but various networks have shown interest in MLW in recent weeks, including Amazon and Showtime. So that is definitely something to keep watch on, because obviously we do not have anywhere close to enough wrestling to watch on a large mainstream week.
More TV, wrestling, I'm all for that.
Are you still doing an NWA at all? Like, I've missed quite a while. I need to dig back in on Tuesday
I've watched
nights.
a few. I'm not super loyal like I was in the beginning every Tuesday, but I try to consume it. I will put it on and like doze off to it.
Gotcha.
Fucking phone falls and hits me in the face. It's never a good thing.
On Tuesday, it was announced the WWE has suspended. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his real name, Samoa Joe, for 30 days.
Joe Sanoa.
Yeah, Joey Samoa for 30 days effective Monday, February 24th for his first violation of the company's talent wellness policy. So WrestleVotes had that one, but about 3.5 weeks too early.
That's fair.
And I think that was even one that we hit, and then we're later like, maybe not. So, okay. So this one, obviously, if you've listened to any sort of news, been on any sort of social media, we're all aware of the coronavirus at this point. Yesterday, New Japan said, in light of recommendations made on February 26th by the Japanese Ministry of Health connected to the new coronavirus, New Japan Pro Wrestling has arrived at the decision to cancel all live events scheduled between Sunday, March 1st and Sunday, March 15th. Further announcements will be made at a later date. All ticket holders will be refunded. Please check njpw1972.com and social media in the coming days for details on refund procedure. New Japan has reached this difficult decision after careful consideration. Ultimately, the health and safety of our fans, staff, and wrestlers is our highest concern. We remain deeply appreciative of your support of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And, of course, the following events: the anniversary tour on Sunday, March 1st, Monday, March 2nd, the anniversary event on Tuesday, March 3rd, and then the New Japan Cup running from March 4th through the 14th.
Which is crazy because literally the day before they announced the match, like the bracket for the New Japan Cup.
Yeah. So obviously this is something that is worth noting. I mean, like, obviously there is worldwide travel that makes it towards the grandest stage of them all that is coming just 38 days away in Tampa, Florida. So it's here's the deal. Like, whether or not you believe that this is a situation worthy of the fear-mongering that's happening, whether or not you think this is something that is completely made up, just to avoid our attention away from the presidential election and anywhere in between. Like, this is definitely something to watch because travel to and from shows like WrestleMania or major events is obviously potentially going to be disrupted.
It's something you definitely need to pay attention to. I don't want SARS.
I don't want Ebola. Here's the deal. I'm not getting on a plane to Tampa or New Japan.
Your ass ain't getting on a plane for shit.
That's true, unless it is a family emergency. But yeah,
what family emergency would you do that? And you would just be like,
my brother lives in Florida.
Your ass is gonna fly and not drive.
If it is an emergency.
Okay, here's the deal. You're going down to see your brother. In somewhat of emergency, you either have to drive and do the Bay Bridge Tunnel, or you're taking an airplane.
Probably Bay Bridge Tunnel because I'm still in control.
Yes,
but I don't have to go down that way to go.
Okay, that's fair. You can go
But
around.
here's the thing.
Bay Bridge Tunnel is not that bad.
Yeah, I don't think
You're driving and you dip in the middle of the ocean.
Ryan, tell Tim about the time we crossed the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
So we crossed the Chesapeake, and it just kind of kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
And when Jim realized what was happening, Jim got real quiet. And then I could hear Jim breathing. And for some reason the music was turned down. And then him quietly freaking out started freaking me out.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him I was freaking out. I don't think I ever really told you.
No.
I was not very comfortable. Had we been talking, I'd have been fine.
So, downtown Harrisburg, there's a bridge, a walking bridge that goes over to City Island.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice little bridge.
So there's a concrete sidewalk, and then there's an open grate.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm from there.
So me and my friend now, I have had
the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel is in Virginia, I thought.
Right. But he was just giving me a hypothetical. But I went over. My friends and I were going over to a Senators game, and I could feel the bridge moving because bridges move. That's what happens. But Big Jim wasn't thinking that, and I kind of said something because I'm what if I'm having another vertigo attack or something? Because I had vertigo really bad in 2007, and I was like, anybody else feel the bridge move? And my buddy's I said something. He's like, no. So it's okay, maybe it's just me. We got over there, and he's like, yeah, it was definitely moving. Bridges move. And I'm like, okay, probably would have been cool if you actually would have said that because you just gave me more anxiety.
Been honest.
You know what I mean? Because then I've been okay, no, I'm not just freaking out. It's anxiety's a motherfucker. It really is. It sucks ass. But like, what kind of small emergency? Like, I don't think there's.
Okay,
any...
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, like if something happens to my brother, I'm getting on a fucking plane. I'm going to Florida.
Never envisioned a time you flying. I just kind of pictured you with like the John Madden. You're just like, nope, I'll get there when I get there.
Again, like if.
But that's a fair point.
Right, like if something has happened to my brother, I'm getting on a plane. I'm flying to Florida. Otherwise, if I'm going to Cena, I'm fucking driving.
Here's the deal: I don't want to be in this seat next to you. I'm gonna say that
God,
right
no.
now.
No, nobody wants to be in that seat.
That poor fucking 4-year-old kid that happens to be in that seat.
I think that you would be okay, because I don't like flying either. Like, the best part about flying, the easiest thing to do is just accept the fact that you live on the plane for the duration of the flight. Like, it's just it. Like,
amen, Charlie.
The flying, the being in the plane is just where you live.
No.
For the time being, the hardest part of flying.
But living, you could also die there, and that's a scary thing.
You can die. We could die right here on the podcast.
We could.
Don't say that.
I mean,
Think of the views, though.
Right.
I hope you guys would watch the hell out of that episode.
Like,
oh my God, these fat guys on a podcast.
The worst part is taking off and landing, and those are the only two parts that I freaked out. Once you're in the air, you don't feel anything.
No, like if here's the
unless
thing.
there's turbulence,
right? And that's the moment where things go real bad.
Manifest.
But think of turbulence is equal to a pothole in the road.
But you're in control there. Like,
and
here's
the
the deal.
pilot,
my ass doesn't travel well.
Yeah.
Period. Like I will drive, no problem. I will offer to drive every time I go somewhere.
Same with me, pretty much.
Jason had a great little joke here.
I mean, I flew 18,
Why do
16
EMTs
hours.
always travel in pairs? So they can be a pair of medics.
I don't even remember what I was going to come back to, what I was going to circle back to.
It's fine.
I forgot.
Circling back to a story that we have promised to keep track on, the G. Raver Cornette lawsuit has hit the point where the G. Raver's attorney has filed a motion to dismiss a federal lawsuit filed by Jim Cornette. Of course, he filed the lawsuit December 2019 over the T-shirt. The motion to dismiss focuses on protecting the actions of the defendant's First Amendment rights. In the claim of Cornette's likeness being used, G. Raver's attorney cited the transformative use test, meaning even literal reproductions of celebrities can be transformed into expressive works based on the context into which the celebrity image is placed. So in Cornette's case, the X's over his eyes, the needles in his head, and the tape over his mouth renders his likeness so transformed, quote, that it is not the very sum of and substance of the character, the Cornette character, that it deserves protection.
I think that's a fair answer. Like that makes sense legally.
On top of Don't Be a Dick 2020, can we also stop snitch tagging people in social media?
Yeah, I'm with that as well.
Because I'm sick of it.
I'm snitch tagging you as soon as I get a chance.
Like, snitched. Like, somebody said something about Cornette at Jim Cornette.
Oh, dude.
Somebody said something bad about Jim Ross at JRSBBQ.
That gets you the retweet and that 2 extra followers.
Like this morning.
How else will I ever get up to 38 followers on Twitter?
This morning, somebody posted a video of, I guess, the AEW crew brought like a super fan into the ring after the show. And,
yeah, they do
did
that.
Something they do that almost every week, and almost every week people are tagging Jim Cornette and Brian Last, his co-host, into the comments to be like, look at what these guys are doing, bearing the business. It's like, first off, motherfuckers, it's after the show. Like, WWE has aired specials on after the show went off the air. All of that shit is no different than what AEW is doing every Wednesday night. Like, it isn't. Like,
it's no different than a wrestler taking pictures inside of a ring.
Right.
Like, here's the deal. I think to protect the business, there's no need for a fan to ever touch the ring apron. I don't think a fan needs to feel... Right, there's no need for that.
No.
To feel whatever is between, the mat and the frame of the ring.
Sure.
That doesn't need to ever have been exposed.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well,
taking people in there, you can feel a little bit of bounce to, you know what I mean? So maybe there's an argument there, but that's no different than insert wrestler here taking photo ops inside of a ring.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like, you know, and I know, like, one of the things Cornette always goes back to is, like, a time that, you know, was it one of the Bucks, like, you know, wrestled had like a 10-year-old kid pin them at, like, his birthday party.
I think it was Omega wrestled a girl over in, like, Japan.
Yeah, but this was something where, like, you know, like somebody had rented out, like, a barn and had, like, a ring set up, and, like, somebody pinned one of the Bucks and, like, won the title for the kid's birthday.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Like, Jesus, like, WWE, the biggest company in professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, like, you know, runs the Connor video every year of Connor pinning Triple H. Like, stop it. Nobody's actually believing that this is a real match. And again, it's professional wrestling. I'm not trying to discredit. I love it. And I have so much respect for the men and women that do it each and every fucking day of the year. But, like, it's wrestling. It's
wrestling.
It's not real fighting. It's not the UFC. It's not Tyson Fury brain dusting that fucking dude last weekend in a boxing match.
Wait, hold on. Wrestling's fake?
Wrestling is predetermined. It is not fake.
What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? We did not have an opportunity to talk about superstar Billy Graham and
that's perfectly fine with
his
me.
comments on his stupidity. Let's just say that
Billy Graham is stupid. Talked about it.
Yeah, there we go. We hit that. Anybody got anything else?
I did. I had something else, but I completely forgot. I brain cramped.
That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. There was a lot going on tonight. Tim, where can the people follow you?
Not the Toolman across all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care, twitch.tv/Not the Toolman whenever I start streaming again or whatever. Mainly Final Wrestling Place, Final Place Pod on Twitter. Podcast I do, we drop Mondays at midnight. It's me and my best friend Marcus. Talk about anything nostalgic in the world of professional wrestling. This short 4-week season is Hall of Famers. Really good, really fun topics. We're taking Hall of Famers and we're putting them in the good place and the bad place. This week we brought up
one you get put in the bad place.
We brought up Coco Beware, Diesel.
Now, when you say Diesel, are you looking at Diesel just like
Diesel,
just Big Daddy Cool Diesel, not the Kevin Nash?
Diesel's the one that went in.
Diesel.
We talked about Diesel, Coco Beware, Jimmy Jam Garvin, and I forget who the other bad place guy is. But yeah, Final Wrestling Place, SoundCloud.com/Final Wrestling Place.
Ryan, where can people follow you?
You can give me a follow. It's at RYN and then the word Eagle, RYN Eagle on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I post pictures, not often. I don't tweet very often. I just want to make sure
you're on Instagram for the account Girls Getting Hurt.
I think that's a great
kids
account.
Getting hurt.
Kids Getting Hurt, Girls Getting Hurt. Poor Parenting is my new favorite
Poor Parenting's
Instagram.
good. America's Not Got Talent or Not Got Talent or something.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a solid one.
It's basically kids getting hurt with adults.
It's essentially like I don't know how to do TikTok.
Basically.
That's it, because I'm 36 years old.
Yeah.
Follow me. It's RYN Eagle. Or don't. I don't care. Make sure you always follow the 3 Count Thursday page. Always the number 3, never the word 3.
Yeah, make sure you can follow me at Big Jim Sports if you really want to. But again, like they said, make sure you're following 3 Count Thursday, all social media platforms. Head to 3countthursday.com. Subscribe to us on all podcast platforms. If you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to give us a rating, give us a review. 5 stars, not in Japan, just on Apple Podcasts. But also you can check out our home network, NGSC Sports, at ngscsports.com. We stream daily and live at leapsports.com, LEEIB sports.com. Our Patreon is patreon.com/3Count Thursday. Our merchandise at whatamaneuver.net. And again, just follow us until next week. Enjoy SmackDown tomorrow because most of you are going to be watching. And until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.